This episode,
we take a hard look at the work cut out for Chernobyl creator Craig Mazin's Baldur's Gate 3 HBO TV series and HBO's The Last of Us Season 3.
We examine Apple and HBO's upcoming release schedule for the year of our Lord 2026.
And we review the first season of the Jon Hamm starring Your Friends and Neighbours and director Edgar Wright's Glen Powell starring action film The Running Man.
With new episodes airing every 2 weeks on Tuesdays, this is Split Focus, a film and TV podcast. I'm Simon Eady.
And I'm Adrian Pinter. Welcome to episode 129.
Adrian, hello there. How are you? It's been some time. We haven't seen each other in the movies, at the movie theaters. We haven't spoken very much in the last couple of weeks.
It's true.
Just a blanket. How is it going?
Pretty all right, man. You know, life is life, dude.
Oh.
You know?
Is that good or bad?
There's ups and downs.
Oh.
There's ups and downs, you know?
Yeah.
People can unfortunately pass away, which is always sad.
Yeah.
And that's life, baby. That's life. But yeah, man. No, it's okay. You know, I can't complain too much. But I'm here with you, and that's all that matters. Me and you together again. Simon and Adrian, match made in heaven. How are you, man?
I'm fine. Wait, did someone pass away?
Yeah. I just like a family member passed away. So
I'm sorry.
It's life, dude. Again, it's okay. Hey, you know, it's sad, but life goes on for the rest of us, which is, it's just life, baby. I don't know. Again, not to start this off super down or nothing, but I guess you asked.
Well,
so I thought I would reveal some
since
things.
We're already in the mode. I mean, Catherine O'Hara passed away, so that's pretty sad. Not recent now.
That's very
sad.
It's
been a week approximately, I think, since it happened. But since as of the time of our recording of this, anyways. But yeah, that was really sad. And it's funny. There's times where certain celebrities pass away, like certain actors, that it really hit me hard. I don't know what. Like, I mean, I don't know why Catherine O'Hara specifically. I think it's maybe because I think this hit me hard because of the all the projects he's been in recently. Like, she's kind of had a career resurgence. I think from basically starting from Schitt's Creek and, you know, going into the studio and The Last of Us. I think we've had a lot of exposure to Catherine O'Hara over the last little bit. And I think that's maybe why it hurts them so much. And I think also because she's kind of a scene stealer.
Very much so.
And like, not a negative way. Like she complements the other actors really well as well, but she kind of, whatever project she seems to be in, or she seemed to be in, she kind of just made it better no matter what it was. So I think that's probably what it was. I was thinking about when Lance Reddick passed away.
Yeah.
I was like, he's in a lot of smaller parts. Like, he's not in the biggest of parts, but the parts he is in, he really shines, and he really, I think, makes the project excel even further. Thinking of like John Wick or Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West, or even Lost. So it's kind of, there's just these kind of sad moments. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah, man, it is a shame. I mean, the same thing with Catherine O'Hara. I feel like it did kind of hit me hard as well, just because, you know, there are those actors that kind of stick with you, and you have like a lot of really nice memories and nostalgia about them as well. Like, you know, me being a kid watching like Home Alone, and her, you know, again, obviously being such a huge part of Home Alone 1 and 2. And again, I grew up watching those movies along with, you know, she's Sally in The Nightmare Before Christmas, you know, also like little things, right? So she had such a prominent role in multiple stages of my life, even, you know, again, coming up to recently with the studio, with The Last of Us, and Schitt's Creek, which I watched relatively recently as well. And yeah, it's heartbreaking, man. It's always a shame. There's only like a handful of actors that, like, you know, have passed away that have actually like hit me quite hard. And again, Lance Reddick was one of them. I think Robin Williams is a given, because, like, again, Mrs. Doubtfire was such a huge part of my childhood as well. And I mean, Aladdin and everything like that. So yeah, man, it's sad. People die, and you got to just keep living with it, And yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. But hey, man, she left behind an amazing legacy. She's a Canadian treasure. We kind of share with the States, but she is Canadian as well. She is, yeah. She's just been remarkable. And again, yeah, like it is so sad because again, the studio was so recent, and I think they were just about to start filming the second season, which she was obviously going to continue to be a big part of. And
yeah,
I'm sure she would have been in The Last of Us, season 3, you'd assume. So yeah, it's too bad. It is too bad, but what can we do, man?
Yeah, it's sad. Yeah. Okay. Well, on that note, let's try to move up from the bottom, in terms of mood.
Yeah. We're starting off strong here.
Let's shift up to some, I guess we'll just get right into it. We'll just jump into what we've been watching this week. If you're good with that. And I'll throw it to you as is customary. Maybe we can go back and forth, or you can just say everything you watched. I don't know what you watched, because again, as we started with on the top of this episode, we haven't really talked as much this last couple of weeks. We sent a few messages about gaming here and there.
Yeah,
projects we're excited for, but other than that, it's been kind of. Actually, before we do that, I have one more banter topic I want to throw in. I just want to throw out to you, just real quick. What's your most anticipated game of 2026 in terms of video games? I know it's not a movie or TV series question, but I mean, we're going to get into that in full in a second. So I'm just kind of curious because I know you're a huge video game fan. You're a big PlayStation gamer. What is the game that we did like a few weeks ago? We did like the most anticipated movies and TV shows of 2026. What's your most anticipated game, or 3 games if you really want to jump in with quick?
Yeah, it's tough because I don't know if some of these games are even coming out this year. Like they don't have a concrete release date. So
sure, just say it anyway, assuming that it's coming out.
Like let's say if Judas comes out this year, that's by oh my god, why am I forgetting Kevin? Ken Levine. Yeah, Kevin Levigna. Ken Levine, did BioShock and BioShock Infinite. Love those games. I'm so curious what this game is going to be about. I mean, this was announced years ago, and then we got the first trailer, I think like early last year or the year before. And I want to see this, man. I want to see what this game is. I'm very excited about that. That's probably like assuming it comes out this year, which I hope I do because I drafted it in our like video game draft that we do every year. Right. That's probably number 1.
Cool.
Yeah. I would say that's probably my biggest one. What about you, man? I mean, I got a few others that I'm excited for, but I'm curious what you have to say. Maybe I'm forgetting some things.
I'm very excited about a lot of games coming out this year. And you're right. Some of them don't have concrete dates. I think Judas is likely to come out this year, but it's tough because it's Take-Two Interactive, and they're obviously publishing, creating Rockstar's like big Grand Theft Auto 6. I'm very excited for Grand Theft Auto 6 just because it's Rockstar and the amount of attention to detail. Their production per square inch is crazy, $2 billion or more. I don't know what it'll end up being in terms of the budget by the time it's done. That's kind of, I feel like, a given, but it's November 19th, and I have my doubts that that's coming out more so than any other game that has a date this year, I think. So I think it might be Dawn of Bloodwalker. Blood of Dawnwalker. I don't know why I get those confused. Blood of Dawnwalker, which is like Rebel Wolves, the CD Projekt Red devs coming together to make a big vampire RPG. It looks very much like The Witcher 3 in the way it's built. And I'm kind of a big RPG fan, so especially Western RPGs specifically. So I'm very excited for this, but we'll see. It's got a 2026 like very flimsy, like we're coming out in 2026 type of date. It seems like it will happen, but we'll see. That the 007 James Bond First Light game looks awesome. This idea of an origin story in the James Bond universe as a video game is kind of cool. I don't know of any other game that does an origin story for James Bond, which is strange because in every other thing, like think about movies and TV shows and even James Bond, like you just I guess Daniel Craig, it was kind of an origin story, Daniel Craig's James Bond, but it's kind of very common for a lot of movies and TV shows to kind of go into the origin story first. I think games don't do it as much It seems like they don't do it as much in general, but it's kind of cool to see an origin story for James Bond because it's just not something we see that often. You kind of just have multiple actors take on the mantle, and it's just a continuation of the story in an interesting way. Daniel Craig kind of did an origin story, but that now was the early 2000s, so it's so long ago for the film side. So it'll be cool to see what they do with the James Bond universe inside a video game format, where it's not let off from a movie or a TV show. It's designed as a kind of its own thing, standalone property. It's a new James Bond in a kind of a new James Bond universe. Anyway, that's really
it's young Dexter. It's the guy that plays Dexter. Yeah. I read the actor's name. I could look it up.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna.
That's cool. And then there's Wolverine.
Yeah,
like that's really exciting.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, like an obvious one. I mean, it's coming out this month. I'm stoked for it. Resident Evil Requiem, Resident Evil 9. Yeah. That's like right around the corner. I'm very excited about that. Right. I might replay 7 and 8 leading up to it. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm super stoked about that game, and Saros as well. Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about that. Returnal's like one of my favorite PS5 games, like PS5 exclusive games. That game is so fun. It's tight. It's just like it's gameplay, just top tier, so kinetic and fast. And I feel like, let's take what they learned there and bring it to this new release. I'm very excited about that. Housemarque, man. I love it. I love it. So yeah,
I'm loving the come back stronger tagline. That's what really draws me in, because Returnal, I just wasn't good enough, and I wasn't willing to get good enough to kind of replay the game as it requires, because it's a roguelike type experience, and I feel like this is going to be more flimsy on the roguelike aspect and try to level you up as you go, and it will make it easier. And I also love the idea of them doubling down on the motion capture and all of that aspect of the story being a bigger part of this versus Returnal. I love Returnal too, but I played it for 30 hours and I just couldn't get good enough that I thought it was like worth my time to keep going at that, like for what it required of me. I was like, I got too many games going on. I'm just going to move on. But
yeah, I really enjoyed Returnal. I played the shit out of that, man. Yeah, it was missing. Like, that is very much a roguelike, whereas Saros is like, I think they call it like roguelites, where you actually do gain with every run, like some substantial improvements. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I don't know. I love like games with just like an addictive loop, so I'm going to play the shit out of that. No doubt, dude. No doubt I'm going to play the shit out of that. But, sweet. Yeah, man, again, there's so many games coming out. It's like relentless. I'm playing like older games as well, just trying to keep up.
Nice.
Pragmata looks really cool. The demo's out. I downloaded it, and then I was like, this game comes out in April. I should just wait to play the demo. but I kind of want to just like jump in and play the demo now, just to get the feel for it.
That's fair.
Pretty curious about that. Yeah, man, a lot of stuff. Marathon honestly looks pretty cool.
Yeah, coming out soon.
Yeah. I don't think I'm like excited about that, but like I'm definitely down to play with you. Yeah. Assuming you pick it up and want to play it.
That is something I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do it for like probably a month straight. Just like it's going to be one of, I try to play 3 games at once. So I throw in one game. I'll have one kind of multiplayer game in there. In this case, it's going to be Marathon. I'm just going to play the heck out of it for like 30 days and then move on to something else. Cause I feel like I'm not going to be good enough at that either. It's an extraction shooter and it's going to require, I think, a lot of my attention to get good enough, but I think I'm just going to kind of go in with the idea that I'm going to die a lot as you land on Tau Ceti, you get killed, you lose all your stuff, and then you go, it's very cool though. The science fiction, like the art style is beautiful. The science fiction kind of lore I'm hearing a lot about from people who have played it, from people who played like the kind of the not open, but closed beta tests and stuff like that. It sounds really cool. Like these big corporations are like fighting each other internally. I'm like, I didn't see that a lot of this in like their Vidoc, like their video documentary for specifically Bungie's. This is Bungie's next game. Bungie makes Halo, for those who don't know out there, because this is a film and TV podcast and you may not care. But the idea is like they made Halo in the past and they make Destiny, and so now they're making Marathon extraction shooter, which PvPvE in some way. PvP really, but then with an E, meaning you fight the environment and the various AI as well, fighting on this planet to extract your goods, the gear and stuff you get on the planet. And get off the planet before you die. If you die, it's over. You lose everything you have, and you die in the
game. You die in real life.
And you die in real life as well. Someone comes to your house, Squid Game style, and they shoot you in the face. Okay, well, that's it. I think that's enough video game talk. You're welcome, Ken.
Yeah.
Not Levine, Saddlebauer. But yeah.
The Stadster, that's what I call him.
Yeah, the Stadster. Don't know if he's still listening because I don't get any write-ins from him. But in case he is,
Love you, Ken.
Long-time listener, Kenneth Saddlebauer. All right. Yeah. Well, let's move on now to what we've been watching, Adrian. I'll throw it to you.
Yeah, man. I watched a few things, actually. So I finished season 2 of Slow Horses, my friend.
Oh,
and
nice.
Man, what a good show. Again, I talked very highly of it last episode, so I won't spend too much time on this. But damn, what a good show. Also, their willingness to kill off characters or at the very least like injure them in dramatic ways. Shocking.
Yeah.
And somehow, even though that it's very like there's a high stakes and there is this tension, it's never like too anxiety inducing to watch. I don't know how they're able to balance that so well, but I think that's what the show does immaculately. It knows what it is. There is like enough levity in it, but again, there is still like high stakes in these very intense moments. And for whatever reason, you're not like sick to your stomach. You're just like, oh, and again, like they'll kill off a character. They're not afraid to do it. And surprising. And really good, really fun.
Yeah, I just watched an episode of season 5, and something really, really goofy happened in the kind of the middle of the season, and I'm just like, I'm not sure if I like this plot point, but I got to see where they go with it. They kind of just ended an episode on this like moment that are like, I'm like, wow, they really. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I like this. We'll see. Okay. It's cool. Like between seasons, the characters kind of change a little bit too. The way that because it's like time has passed. So like you're kind of watching people there's character development in between seasons in some way too, which I find is interesting. Like 6 episodes per season. They're not following these people's lives the entire time. They're showing how the team changes too. And like, that's, I don't know if you started season 3, but moving between season 1 and season 2, the components of Slough House, like the various agents inside Slough House, they are different each kind of season. They kind of change them up a little bit. And you're not, sometimes why they're changed because of what you just said. Sometimes characters die or they move on or they get fired or something like that. But sometimes you don't even know why there's characters missing. It's just like and then they talk about why they're gone in the season. It's kind of a cool like little thing with the tiny time jumps between seasons and these big cases that they have going on. Anyway, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's really great. I'm excited to hop into season 3. We haven't yet, but definitely will. And on the topic of Apple TV, man, Shrinking is back. Shrinking season 3 has come out. First 2 episodes have released thus far. And man, I love Shrinking. I love it. You're just rolling away in your chair, about to drink water. I'm narrating this. I know we're not on video. It's a very
noisy water bottle. You may have been able to hear it on the mic. I was trying to move it away from the microphone out of respect. I can still hear you.
Yeah, because you got the MacBook camera, so as you're like going further back, the camera's actually zooming in on you while you're drinking. It's very cinematic. You got cinema mode going on the webcam there.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
But yeah, Shrinking season 3, really good so far. Shrinking is such the setup of at least the first season is, you're following Jason Segel's like character. He, lost his wife in a drunk driving accident. Like she got hit by a drunk driver. And he's kind of like in the dumps, and it's about him kind of getting out of this rut. And during this entire time, he's actually a therapist and decides, the people that he's doing therapy for to be just totally straight up and tell them what to do instead of kind of beating around the bush. And that's kind of really the setup of the show. But what makes this show so good is not only the cast of characters, but the way it balances these like super heartfelt, like sad, emotional beats with some amazing comedy. And, there are these moments where you can be laughing 1 second and all of a sudden you get the, rug pulled out from under you and then you start tearing up. Or the exact opposite where you're kind of tearing up and then there's like a moment where you're like, oh, wow, that was like powerful stuff. And you start laughing because like a joke, goes. And yeah, I think this show is just it's so good, and I missed it. I missed it a lot. I really, really love this. It's super positive and heartfelt, and it just makes you feel good inside, even when there are these sad moments happening. The one thing I will say about this season, however, and I don't know, maybe I'm just misremembering the older seasons, because it's been a little over a year since I watched season 1 and 2. I feel like this season is, I don't want to say rushed, because it's not, but I feel like plot points are moving a lot quicker than expected. I think the first episode, it's actually over an hour long. And it feels like the first episode should have been like a multi-episode arc, just kind of crammed into one. And I don't know, it caught me off guard a little bit. Not that it's bad by any means, but I'm like, oh, like I'm because the setup is like right off the bat, like two characters are, hey, we're gonna do a little wedding. I'm like, oh, okay, that's the setup for the season. They're gonna be like planning this wedding, and by the end of the first episode, the wedding happens. And I'm like, oh, damn, that was like very quick. So caught me a little off guard. Again, not bad. It's just I don't remember the seasons 1 and 2 being this quick. I feel like I remember it taking its time a little bit more. But again, awesome show. I love it. It just makes you feel good. It makes you feel nice. Did you start watching season 3 yet, or are you just going to wait for it to finish?
Yeah, I don't like week to week. I just don't like it. It kind of sucks. So I just don't do it. When I can avoid it. I do it when I think it makes sense, because, like, you know, as a big zeitgeisty moment, we're gonna watch it together, like The Last of Us or something like that. I'll make exceptions, but I feel like just largely I just don't like it. I didn't like it with The Last of Us either. To be honest, I just did it because I thought it would be fun for another element. So I'll just kind of weigh the pros and cons. But yeah, I'm interested. I'm really keen on jumping in. You know, Michael J. Fox is in it in some kind of a role, which is pretty exciting too. So yeah, I'm hyped about it. I just I'm okay to wait. I'm okay. There's lots of great shows to watch. So I'm watching another thing on Apple TV actually right now, or just finished one. So
what do you watch? Go ahead. I'll throw it back to you. I got a few more things to talk about, but I'm curious.
So I watched Your Friends and Neighbors for its entirety. I was kind of watching it before for the episode 128, but I just only had seen one episode. And this is Craig Gillespie's series. Craig Gillespie,
Supergirl, right? And like I, Tonya. Right. Okay.
Yeah, we talked about that last time, because we talked about Supergirl. I threw some shade on Supergirl just by not mentioning, or was it the time before I said I wasn't that excited about Supergirl, and you're like, why aren't you excited? Are you sexist, or some quip that you made?
Yeah.
And my answer was like, well, I don't really. It's the creator is all that matters. Then I looked it up, and it was Craig Gillespie. I didn't know that, so I was like, oh, well, actually, I'm way more interested in Supergirl now than I had been. But anyway, yeah, Your Friends and Neighbors is kind of like Breaking Bad, but with rich people in a rich neighborhood in a way. And with Jon Hamm, a star who kind of rose to fame at the same time Breaking Bad was rising to fame, when Jon Hamm was in Mad Men. Breaking Bad and Mad Men were kind of running against each other. That was like the beginning, I think, where like this, I guess the start of the golden age of TV was lost, but then when it hit its stride was when Breaking Bad and Mad Men and in some aspect The Walking Dead came out at the same time. It's funny because they're all on the same network. AMC had its stride. Yeah. It really did. And it's crazy because there's not really any show on there that I can even tell you right now that's really doing
The Walking Dead, the Daryl one.
Yeah. Is that? Yeah, I guess so. It's funny. You know, I finished The Walking Dead. I said that a few weeks back, but that the new Rick Grimes show, that's the one that's rated the highest out of all of the spinoffs by far. It's like an 80 something. It's like really high 80s. I think it was like a 90 when I looked at it. I was like, oh wow, I might jump into that because that actually is interesting. So that is probably their best show, but they didn't make a second season. And it was made like a couple years ago. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess the best one you don't want to do. Maybe it's Andrew Lincoln's contract they can't nail down. Who knows? Yeah. Or Denai Guerrera. Or that's her name, right? Michonne? Yeah. Yep. Because she's in Marvel now. She's an Avenger, sort of. So anyway.
Did I lose you?
Your Friends and Neighbors. Pretty great. Jon Hamm basically plays a character who loses his job.
I lost you briefly. You like disappeared. I was like, I don't know if it's my internet or you. I apologize.
That's all good. Either way, we're here.
So Your Friends and Neighbors, I heard he loses his job.
Yeah, you heard everything.
Okay. Okay, fantastic.
Okay. Yeah. So Jon Hamm's character loses his job. His wife asks him for a divorce by cheating on him.
Oh, okay.
And so he's losing his family. And basically he's losing his family and he loses his job simultaneously. But he's got to keep up the bills because he's living in this like really high-end neighborhood in the United States. So Jon Hamm's character decides to resort to crime. And he starts to rob his neighbor's homes. You can see all of this in the trailer very clearly. And it's really great. It's really cool because Jon Hamm also narrates it, and he narrates it in there's like moments of levity in his narration, which is really cool. But it's kind of funny in various aspects. Ultimately, it's a drama, but it does kind of feel like Breaking Bad in some way. Like this guy who's making like 6 figures as like a stock market dude. Stock market bro. He's a banker essentially. He's not a banker. I guess he's a hedge fund manager. And so he's like making lots of money and he's amazing at his job. And he gets ousted from his job, not because he's bad, but because it was basically a power move. And so he's like, and then he's struggling to find a job because of the circumstances of how he got let go and the way that they did it. And then he's just basically trying to land on his feet. And there's that meme. I don't know if you've seen that meme from Your Friends and Neighbors where he's in the freaking club. And it's very like, you've seen it?
Yeah.
Where he's like dancing in the club. Yeah. So that's the reason why I think my wife wanted to watch it because of that meme, which is funny. But I really recommend it. This show is great. It's really, really cool. And it really like, it's very detail oriented and very heartfelt at times. It's funny at times. And the crime drama aspect of it keeps it exciting the whole way through. It never feels boring. The plot constantly feels like it's moving. Yeah, I'm a fan. I think it's great. And I think that I recommend it to most people. I'm not going to say it to you because I'll hold, keep my powder dry on that. But I think it's awesome. The other thing to mention is it stars another Apple TV actor. Jon Hamm is one of those too because he's in the morning show. You remember that ad that was like everything?
I was just going to bring that up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I love that. But then, I think they knew he was cast in various things because he was in the morning show like right after that. It's like a main player in that. But they were like, they're going to take advantage of this. Apple TV's just got crazy budgets. Oh, this is great, crazy budgets too. The intro of this show is really good. The music's really good because it leads off. I love when shows use the intro music as like the music inside the show in some way, or like the beats of how the intro music works is kind of inside the show's score. I don't know. There's something about that I really appreciate. But sorry, the actor I was going to mention is Oliver Olafson, like the dude from Severance is in this too, in a smaller role, but he's pretty good in everything I've seen him in. Yeah, I've only started to see him since Severance. I think I don't know if I ever saw him in anything else. But yeah, I recommend this. It's good. It's great. And I finished the first season, and the next season's coming out this year. So they actually and within a year, they're already nailing down the second season.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool. But
that's refreshing.
Yeah, I know. Especially because of Pluribus. I don't know if you saw that, but I don't have that in the news here. But Vince Gilligan was saying like, our writers are working on it, but we're nowhere close to the second season. And it's like, we're not. What do they say? They say we're not the Pit. I'm like, what do you mean you're not the Pit? TV has always done this. Breaking Bad did not come out 2 years after the last season. You're not Breaking Bad, Vince Gilligan? Yeah. What do you mean you're not the Pit? I don't know what that means. I don't. That's some nonsense. Did they forget? Did they get all hit on the head after COVID? And they're like, I don't know how TV works ananymore. It's very strange. Breaking Bad's pretty high production value, and it did it all within a year of each other. Each season was year after. Better Call Saul was pretty similar, maybe a year and a half at most, and it was the same production team as Breaking Bad. So Pluribus is a bigger production. I will say that. It seems like they have like helicopters that they've rented out and various like big set pieces that don't make any sense at some moments. Like entire city is emptied in some moments. It's strange. Like, how did you do that? Is that CG? Like, would you do a combination of practical effects? So fair enough. But anyway, refreshing. Your Friends and Neighbors is coming out this year. I think it's April. Nice. This is when it's stated for. Yeah, it's great. Anyway, what else did you watch?
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, your Friends and Neighbors is definitely on my list as well. Like I'm intrigued. It seems like a fun time. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll hop into that at some point. I'm just on like an Apple TV like kick. I don't plan on canceling it anytime soon, just because Monarch is coming out end of the month as well, which I'm very excited about.
Talk about that shortly.
Yeah, so I'm pretty stoked about Monarch. So I'm gonna at the very least keep it for that long while that's airing. So who knows?
Well, you're watching Shrinking, so you're tied in now.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. But like Monarch's going to end after Shrinking ends, so I'm going to be tied in until at the very least after Monarch.
Yeah,
is my point. Yeah. So yeah, I'm invested in. Yeah, just again, we're watching some things on there, like Slow Horses, as I mentioned. And I mean, you brought up The Pit. I finished season 1 of The Pit. I watched the first episode of season 2 of The Pit. My thoughts, again, I talked about it in depth last episode, and my thoughts haven't changed. Like, it is just absurd how much happens in like these hours. And honestly, man, the last like few episodes, the amount of shit that goes down is fucking nuts. It's crazy. There's so much drama. It's nuts. But I am going to say this, Simon. I do love this show. I think it's fun. I don't think it's good. I'm confused as to why it's like, winning Emmys and stuff, but I do think it is like entertainment. It's on like,
right.
Like I don't know. This is going to sound like blasphemous. But I put it on the same level of like Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. I know that's not, I know it's a bit. I know I do a bit and I'm saying like, this is a great movie. I think it's a good movie. I think it's fun, but like, it's entertainment. It's like just a fun time. And that's what I feel like The Pit is. Again, very different material, but that's the way I feel about it. And again, it's just, I am watching The Pit as a comedy, like I genuinely, because it's like, oh my God, how much can happen in this hour? The first episode of season 2, so much stuff happens. I'm like, dude, we're an hour in. What is like, how can this all be happening within 1 hour? It's so crazy, but it's fun. It is just it's enjoyable and it's entertainment. Like that's literally what it is. So again, I am very confused though, how it's like sweeping up the Emmys and everything like that. I kind of feel the same. Well, not the exact same way, but like Hacks as well. Like I think Hacks is really good, but I think it's like grossly overrated. Like it wins Emmys every single year. And I think there are much better comedies than Hacks, personally, that I myself have watched, and just like better TV shows. I think Hacks is great though. Like again, it's an awesome show, very high quality, very high budget, amazing acting, everything. I just don't think it's as good as everyone makes it out to be. And again, I feel like that about Pitt.
Was it Matt Damon that said recently, like, he doesn't understand? Did we talk about this last episode, where he doesn't understand campaigning for award shows in Hollywood? Because it just seems like it doesn't make sense. I just wonder, like, some of these shows, they win repeatedly. It's like, okay, we get it. Like, you love this show. What is up with that? Like, give something else some love. Is it really? And then sometimes you see a show win one time, and you're like, why did it win for this season and it just didn't win for the others? Or it'll get nominated for one season and it didn't win for the others. Or like Better Call Saul won't get barely any wins. It never won any. Did it even win a single award the entire time? Like,
I don't know, maybe.
It's bizarre. Like Bob Odenkirk was given no love at all. It's so weird. It's like, okay, it's just more Breaking Bad, but kind of more refined, because they were able to refine their thoughts in a different way for Better Call Saul. It became more of a comedy. It should have been the comedy category. Maybe that would have done it, but it was an hour, so it couldn't. So it wasn't allowed.
Yeah, that's true.
It wasn't a 30-minute.
It's true.
But it's like, I feel like I don't know. This just feels like campaigning. Like The Pit must have been like, HBO is like really campaigning. HBO shows are also predominantly in there. Like they're really like represented really well. Like if there's an HBO show like Hacks or The Last of Us or whatever it may be, that they're nominated more often. Is that true? Like is it possible that it's a little bit more biased? It's funny though that The Pit, you're describing it as like a popcorn show. Those don't usually win the drama category. That's not usually what I would say would win that category. So it's fascinating that it won. Imagine it wins season 2 as well.
Yeah, I mean it might. Who knows?
You think it deserved it over like Severance?
No.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of wild.
I don't believe it deserves to be like on that list. Like, again,
what else was on that list? I'm trying to remember.
Severance, Andor.
Andor. What the hell?
Come on.
That should deserve some love. It deserves some love. Just like
Andor's
Lord of the Rings,
greatest
Return
piece
of
of
the King
television
1.
ever, arguably.
No, let's not go that far. But I don't know.
You can make an argument. You could make an argument for that, Simon. You could. Okay.
Andor got more love than Better Call Saul, though, in some way.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of crazy, too?
Mm-hmm.
In some way, that's nuts. But I just think that, I don't know. I find that there's just, I don't know. I want to watch The Pit just to know that I'm right, that Severance should have won it, or that Andor. What was the third? What was the other? There was, I don't know. I have to look it up. But anyway, what else did you watch?
Pluribus was on there as well.
Pluribus was nominated. Yeah. Was it?
Because Ray Seahorn won for Best Actress.
That was Golden Globes.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
I don't think Pluribus qualified because it came out in the fall, so it was after.
Yeah, I think
Plus, Emmys is a weird cutoff where it's like cut off in the spring or something. Yeah. It's a strange cutoff.
I watched all those
qualified,
shows.
So it qualified for the year after.
Yeah, it's hard to keep
Emmys. Track. That's okay. I'm gonna look it up while if you have anything else you watched. Into talking about that.
So I don't think I brought this up last week, but I've been watching it week to week as it's been releasing. The new Game of Thrones show, Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I don't think I brought that up. I have been watching it. And
you would have only had watched one episode, I think, by the time we recorded. Yeah,
you're right. So it's this show's cool. It's like it's very high budget. It looks very Game of Thrones. Cool. However, tonally and music-wise, it's very different. And I think the music has a lot to do with it, but this show is almost slapstick, weirdly enough. Like almost like a slapstick comedy. Not exactly, it's not like freaking Monty Python levels or, Austin Powers Naked Gun levels, but it is like there are these like brief cuts to like absurd stuff, almost like even like Family Guy style flashbacks. Like they'll be like, oh yeah, it's like that time that this person did this. And then it just cuts and it shows like a flashback of this like absurd situation happening. So it's a little weird. Like, and when I watched the first episode, I was like, I like this, but I don't know. It's odd to understand that this is the same universe as House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones. And again, it's very different. But as this show has gone on, I think we're 4 episodes in now, or maybe 5. And like you just kind of grow to love the characters that you're following. So the setup of this, there's a guy, his name's Sir Duncan the Tall, and the show starts off with him burying his knight that he's squired for. That's literally like the first scene. He's like, oh man, I'm sad that you're dead. Like I wish you were around. And he decides that he's gonna now be a knight, like who he squired for, and is going to this big knight tournament that's being held. So he's like kind of traveling, and on his journey to this big tournament that he's going to, he like stops by this like inn and meets this like little bald kid named Egg. So he goes by Dunk, and then it's Dunk and Egg, like essentially the adventures. So it's like this little like buddy comedy, and the kid is like, I want to be your squire. And he's like, no, like you can't, yada, yada, yada. And then long story short, the kid ends up being a squire, and they're at this tournament, and it's very small scale because this entire season, at least from what I can tell, is all taking place at this tournament that is being held.
Oh,
yeah. So it's very kind of slow paced. We're just essentially watching like day by day going on. You see a lot of like characters that you don't recognize, obviously, because this is set 100 years after House of the Dragon and 100 years before Game of Thrones, in like kind of a sweet spot. But you do see like Targaryens, you see Baratheons, you see Lannisters. So a lot of those houses that have survived for generations are still around. So you do run into those characters. One of the Baratheons is kind of a major player in this game that Dunk is like kind of buddies with and meets. And it is just like a very interesting tone in this Game of Thrones universe. Another thing that kind of sets it apart, which I mentioned briefly, is the music. It isn't like that fantastical, like the or it's like a really, it sounds more modern, which it seems a little out of place originally, but again, it fits with this more comedic tone that they're going for, which I found super interesting. And the episodes are also quite short. Like the first episode, I think, is just over 40 minutes. And then each episode since is like between 30 to like 30, 32 to 38 minutes, like in that sweet spot, give or take a bit. So they are very short, sweet, like brisk episodes, which makes sense because it's a comedy and comedies can't be an hour long, as we've discussed in the past. So, and I think there's only 6 episodes for this first season too. So like it's going at a relatively brisk pace, but again, there's not much happening because it is very focused on Sir Duncan, who wants to be a knight, and he's in this tournament. But the last episode, I think they actually released this week's episode, which typically airs on Sundays, on Friday because the Super Bowl's today.
Right.
Which me and my wife haven't watched. I'll probably watch it after this episode. But the episode just before this one, there's some pretty big revelations that happen. And I was like, oh, damn. And there is like a scene at the end of, again, I think episode 3 or 4, can't remember, where I'm like, oh, okay, actually, this is still Game of Thrones. You know, like this is still like they're willing to, get to that level at a certain point, despite it being kind of a comedy, which I found really interesting. And again, I've never read the books. I don't really know much about this, but it is interesting because in Game of Thrones, they reference these characters actually, or at least one of the characters in it. And it's like, oh man, I kind of wish I didn't remember this because now I know where one of the characters ends up, like way down the line.
Yeah.
They do a similar thing about House of the Dragon where, again, I think it's Joffrey actually both times. Like he talks about like Sir Duncan. He like reads a book about Sir Duncan and like briefly mentions what happens. And then also he talks about Rhaenyra at a certain point, which is the main character of House of the Dragon. So yeah, it is. It's interesting because again, it is all like it all fits together in this one universe, but these shows are centuries apart. So,
which is cool really and subtle. I appreciate that in comparison to like the Walking Dead spinoffs, which are incredibly heavy-handed. Mm-hmm. Here are these characters. Here is this finale in which we just purely set up the next spinoff shows that we're making. It's like,
the next
okay,
3
relax.
spinoff shows.
Relax. Okay.
Yeah.
Whereas this is kind of like hundreds of years difference, and it's kind of like, oh, did you hear this little mention, this little Easter egg that we just threw in there? Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool too because you can assume at the time of them doing Game of Thrones in those earlier seasons, like season 2 and 3 and whatever, they probably didn't think that they would do like a House of the Dragon show or a Night of the Seven Kingdoms show. Maybe they were workshopping it, but like again, like it's cool. That's something that, came out over a decade ago, or those seasons that came out pretty much a decade ago, reference the shows that are now coming out. I think it's kind of neat. Yeah. Again, very subtle. And I'm curious, like what other spinoffs they might even do in the future or what else there is. But it is really enjoyable, man. I think this is like kind of nice because it is like the levity. It reminds me of, season 1, like Tyrion and Bronn. That sort of buddy storyline where they're just kind of going on an adventure together, these two guys, and it's like, it's comedy a lot of the time. That's what it feels like more than anything. But again, a little bit more like slapstick and comedy forward. So
sweet.
Yeah, really enjoyable. Really enjoyable. I like it quite a bit.
Yeah, the composer is Dan Romer, who I hadn't really seen in anything previously. Where I didn't notice, I guess, but I've definitely heard his music because he's the composer for Lilo and Stitch, Luca from Pixar, which is interesting. And like Superman and Lois, which I didn't watch, The Good Doctor before that. So it's kind of interesting. It seems like he's kind of an up and comer in terms of like he's getting bigger and bigger properties, this being an HBO show. Yeah. Although honestly, a Disney movie is pretty up there. So good for him, I guess, for Lilo and Stitch and Luca.
Did you do the live action Lilo and Stitch? I'm assuming.
Yeah, specifically the live action Lilo and Stitch.
Okay, cool.
Stitch. Sorry, the 2025 Lilo and Stitch. Right, I should have specified that. Yeah. And then Luca from 2021, but aren't they making a live action Luca, or am I misremembering? Either way, it's the Luca Pixar film, the actual animated movie. Oh, and Death of a Unicorn, which I don't remember the music for, to be honest.
Me neither. I also don't like that movie.
It's okay.
Really, it's fine.
It's average. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. It felt disappointing by the end.
But yeah. But hey, that's showbiz, baby.
Cool. Anything else you've watched, sir?
One final thing. I've actually watched a couple other things, but I won't bore you on the reality TV shows that I've been watching, Simon. So don't worry about it. I watched one movie. So I got Paramount Plus. One of my buddies, he has Paramount Plus. He got it for the reality show Canada Shore. Okay, so this is not
all right.
And so my wife, she like started watching it. We watched the first episode together. I fucking hate these people. I don't want to watch it. So I literally was like, I'm not watching this.
Oh.
Like I drew the line. I'm like, you watch it on your own. That's okay. But
it's a Jersey Shore spinoff, obviously, right? That's what that is.
Yeah, but it's like Canadians, like 20-something-year-old Canadians in Kelowna partying, and it's like, you all suck. I don't like any of you. I don't. Why am I watching this? Yeah. British but they're spread out from across Canada. There's like 3 people from Toronto. Anyways, I told you I'm not going to talk about reality TV. Why are you asking questions about this, Simon? Why do you want me to talk about this, Simon? Huh?
I don't know.
I'm going to talk about a reality show.
It's a podcast.
It's going to be Traitors season 4, okay? Traitors season 4, really good. Actually, I love Traitors. Secret Hitler in a house, essentially.
Yeah. Right. Secret Hitler. I love how Secret Hitler is the reference.
Yeah, I guess there's a bunch of werewolves within a house.
I feel like Mafia is the most well-known one, no? Or Secret Hitler?
I know it Secret Hitler, but it's because like that's the one my friend had, and that's the one we play.
Well, we played Resistance.
Oh yeah, we did play Resistance that one time.
Pretty heavily, to the point where we caused a huge rift within our friend group at one point that was like so devastating because we were at a cottage that we kind of drove home in silence in some way.
That was ridiculous, man. Honestly, thinking back to that, I'm like, why? Why did that happen? People can just get offended. It's like you're attacking their character, and I'm like, this is a fucking board game. No,
it's a game. Yeah, it's a game. We're bluffing in this game.
Yeah, that was absurd, dude.
Fun. They're fun games, though.
Yeah,
fun to play.
And that's what like the Traitors is. It's funny. Like the one guy that is a traitor, he's like, I don't know. I won't spoil anything, but again, like one of the people were like talking to him, and he literally looks. I was like, I feel like you're getting a little bit too upset right now, and like she's like, no, I'm not. And he's like, right. But what you did was awful. And he's like, you do realize this game is called Traitors, right? But yeah, it's really good. Honestly, I love the Traitors. It's a fun like competition reality show. But anyways, cool. What I watched on Paramount Plus, Simon, is Edgar Wright's most recent movie starring my boy Glen Powell, The Running Man.
Oh, you went for The Running Man. Cool.
Yeah. So I decided to watch that, and I have a few thoughts on this. I like it enough.
Okay.
Is it because I'm biased and I love Glen Powell? Potentially. Okay. I love him. He's on screen. He's a charismatic person. Like I think he is a scene stealer. And if the entire scene is mostly him running and doing stuff, it's great. I just think where this movie falters is in its writing, which is kind of a shame. And it's very inconsistent in a lot of ways, not only with, again, the writing, but like kind of how characters act, weirdly enough. And it is a fairly long movie. It's about 2 hours and 11 minutes, I think is the runtime. But somehow it feels too short and rushed. And it's just kind of it's kind of a messy movie, despite it, again, having a really great cast with Glen Powell. It has Michael Cera in it. It has Josh Brolin. You know, like it's a great cast of characters. Coleman Domingo, who's awesome. I love Coleman Domingo as well. I think he is such gravitas on screen. But the movie, its execution is just kind of weak. I never watched the original Running Man movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think this is technically it's a remake, but also I think set in the same universe later. I could be wrong because there are like nods to Arnold Schwarzenegger in the movie. Like there's like a dollar bill and it has him on the dollar bill. So again, I don't know how that other movie ended or whatever. But my biggest issue with this movie is there are these moments where I'm like, this feels like
Edgar Wright. Did they do a remake of didn't they just kind of do another adaptation of the book, or they tried to make it related to the movie?
I don't know. I think they're doing another adaptation of the book. Yeah.
Yeah. Did they I feel like they're not redoing the movie, I guess.
Yeah.
Unless you're saying, but you are saying that they are relating to it because they talk.
Yeah, because again, there's like a dollar bill with Arnold Schwarzenegger on the bill itself.
Yeah, I just when you said that, I was like, wait, wasn't this a book? I was confused.
And it was a Stephen King book. Yeah.
Okay, good.
And there's like a lot of inconsistencies in this movie. William H. Macy is also in this movie. Again, fantastic. And I think one of the big issues with this movie is that there are a lot of these characters, a lot of these big actors, but I would say almost all of them are severely underutilized.
Right.
All of them. And I think that's, again, it's weird because, again, the movie's 2 hours and 11 minutes. It feels like it's technically a longer than average movie in a lot of ways, but it just feels rushed. And like, it feels like it takes its time on the wrong things as opposed to like, you know, more character development with these additional characters. And the setup is quite simple. You know, it's like this dystopian future, you know, super like the government is, you know, run like the United States right now, with just
I don't know about that. Yeah.
No, it's obviously way more intense. But again, there is some similarities. But yeah, like with these like agents that essentially, you know, beat down the poor, and there's, you know, like the top 1%, they run and control everything. And then there's like these, you know, game shows that people can sign up for and, you know, make a bunch of money and essentially live their life in luxury if they win the money. But again, all these game shows, there's a risk of death a lot of the time. And it's meant for entertainment purposes for, again, you know, the rich people.
Right.
The line isn't really drawn though. And it's a little confusing because again, it's like Glen Powell, he's like this angry individual, you know, has a wife, has a kid, his kid's sick. And that's kind of one of the main reasons he wants to make money on one of these game shows. But then they sign him up for the Running Man, which is you got to survive 30 days without, you know, running from agents and civilians can report you and kill you or whatever. And if you survive 30 days, you make like $1 billion, more than $1 billion. I forget what it was.
It's an extraction shooter.
It's an extraction shooter in a way. Yeah, kind of. And, you know, it's him kind of just going on the journey. He reluctantly signs up for this, and that's kind of set up. And he now has to survive 30 days. But I think of like a show that we watched. What was that show on Quibi with Liam Hemsworth and
Most Dangerous Game?
Yeah, Most Dangerous Game. And like that show is essentially this exact same premise. But weirdly enough, I feel like that show was better than this
what's
movie.
Interesting? What? I was just thinking about this as you say this. I feel like it's better because it was split into such tiny bite-sized, quick bite episodes that they were very well thought out for every episode. So like every character had to really shine in the moments that they were showing them, because otherwise you lose the plot. I think that might be why. Whereas this is obviously a movie and it feels like all the side players were like thrown to the wayside, but it's like almost like they had too big of a project and then they kind of didn't focus on the right details. Whereas in a show like that, where you have like, they were like 10-minute episodes, weren't they? Like at most like 15 minutes. So they have to kind of like really focus, like the detail has to be right in every single scene, every moment, because you only have these like tiny, you have basically these tiny run times to make an impact. I feel like that might be why. I was just thinking about how I feel like every character in that felt impactful, even though they're like in it for 5 minutes. They're like barely in the show, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's, I just feel like in this movie, like they try to do almost too much. And again, they have these characters, but again, all of them are kind of underserved and underutilized. And it's just a little bit too quick where, again, they're taking time on the wrong things. And there's inconsistencies in not only, again, like how the movie plays out, but like in the characters, like, because Glen Powell's character is just like this raging guy. He's just mad, you know, and he wants to take care of his family or whatever. But once the game starts, it's like that anger and rage is non-existent. It kind of just fades away a little bit, and then it gets brought back at these random moments. But I'm like, the entire like first 15 minutes is him just being pissed off and mad. And they're like, you're like the angriest person we've ever met. And then it's like the game show starts like, okay, he's just kind of running for his life and he's not that mad anymore. And it was a little bit weird like that. And the characters that are introduced, again, are underutilized, but also they have these weird like switches. It like how they act, specifically in the last act of the movie. He like gets into a car with this like, you know, one of the like a rich woman or whatever. And he's like, okay, you got to drive. And she's like, oh, you guys are disgusting. Like you people are monsters the way you do it. like everything that you guys do in like the poor place is awful or whatever. And then by the end, she's kind of, like just has like a total personality switch, which I don't know when that happened because it's quick. Like she, again, doesn't have much screen time. And then all of a sudden she's just like a different, her opinions are different. And I'm like, this kind of, I don't know. It just doesn't work for me. There's also this weird part in the movie where like Glen Powell has like this dream, essentially this dream sequence that happens. And then it's like, okay, actually that was just a dream. But then he references it like it actually happened in the third act to like the people that are chasing him. And I'm like, wait, did this happen or not? I'm confused because it seemed like you showed it that you dreamt this happening, not that it actually happened. So I don't know. There's weird inconsistencies like all throughout this movie. Even the way it's shot, I feel like Edgar Wright has such style. And I feel like there are these moments, like there are these like commercials that play on the big TV screens that feel very Edgar Wright. But when the movie's playing out, throughout the movie, like throughout the 2-hour runtime where it's not these commercials, it doesn't necessarily feel like his kind of style. Like I always think of Baby Driver, those zoom ins, like the quick cuts and everything like that. And there are moments where it is like that. And then moments where it's like not at all. And it just feels like some random guy is, directing this and it didn't feel like his style. I don't know. I can't really put my finger on exactly what it is, but like, an Edgar Wright movie when you see him or see it, like I think of the Cornetto trilogy as well, Baby Driver, even Last Night in Soho, even though that was a very different tone, like it was shot like one of his movies. And I feel like The Running Man is at some points, and then other times it just seems like a very generic and simple. And then the action scenes are weirdly cut as well and feel clunky. And again, there was just like a lot that I didn't love about this movie. So like when it all wrapped up and, the conclusion of the film happens, which I felt was kind of unsatisfying in a lot of ways because it felt undeserved the way the movie ended. It just kind of fizzled out. And I was pretty bummed about it. So again, I still liked it. I still found it, like a good enough time. I don't regret watching it. Again, I'll keep my eyes on Glen Powell for 2 hours. Why the heck not, man? He's awesome. Again, charismatic. Love the guy. But yeah, just as a whole, I think this movie was a miss, unfortunately. So, I do regret not watching it in theaters because I obviously, I want to support the theater industry and again support Glen. But yeah, I just think it was a miss. So kind of a shame because I haven't liked, because The Last Night in Soho, I didn't really particularly love all that much either. So it's kind of a bummer. I feel like Edgar Wright's last two movies have just not been for me. Whereas before, I feel like if, I was excited to see one of his movies. Like I remember us going to the theater to watch Baby Driver and being like, wow, like that's a fucking banger, man. What a great movie. Yeah. I love the Cornetto trilogy of movies as well. Like those are great. And I don't know. Maybe he's kind of lost it. So it's too bad.
It's weird because The Running Man, just based on the trailers, it feels like it could have had the same quirkiness of like a Baby Driver.
Yeah.
Like the action, almost comedic tone in some aspects. It's too bad he didn't nail it. I wonder if there's maybe studio meddling or some kind of meddling or some kind of issue, time constraints. Who knows? I don't know. It's strange. Yeah. It's too bad because it didn't get reviewed particularly well. Like to your point, like to your points, to your critique, like it was like a 60 or something like that on.
Yeah, something like that.
If I recall correctly. It's not reviewed particularly amazingly. Or is it a 50s now? No, it's 62% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's disappointing.
I don't know. The CG in this is also like quite, inconsistent. Sometimes it looks good. Sometimes it's like, this looks rough and like very evident. I don't know. It's not really
CG in 2020. The 2020s has been weird, eh?
Yeah.
It's been strange. It's all weird. Like sometimes it can be pretty great. And sometimes you're like, what?
What's happening?
How is this it? Like
the Squid Game PS2 dog. On? Like
what?
The Squid Game PlayStation 2 like dog.
Is it a dog? I don't know the dog being PS2.
Yeah, it's the dog. Like the guy like breaks into the house and then there's the dog that like attacks him.
Oh, I didn't even notice that was CG.
Yeah, it looks rough, dude. If you look at it again, it looks like a PS2. And then there's also
I was thinking the child.
Yeah, the child.
I'm like, that one was obvious because the light's full on that. The dog at least is in a dark environment, so it kind of I feel like that's maybe why it fooled me. But
why does the baby in Death Stranding 2 look better? Yeah, like this is a video game, dude.
Decima versus potentially Unreal Engine 5. That was what Gore Verbinski said, right? We talked about that. I don't know if it was last episode or the one before, but how he was saying that people are using Unreal Engine 5 because it's way easier to use as a tool, but the problem is it's just not there yet in terms of achieving that, like getting out of the uncanny valley kind of situation. So you just kind of have an unrealistic looking situation. I mean, the baby in Death Stranding 2 is not that realistic, but it's crazy you can play that in a game. Like how it's very realistic in comparison. You can see it's like little veins on its head in like just in the game. You like zoom in. It's crazy. But anyway, yeah. Okay, cool. Good to know about the Running Man.
Yeah. But that's all I watched this week, man. That's all I watched this week.
All right.
What did you watch? What else did you watch?
So your friends and neighbors, excellent. Apple TV just keeps knocking it out of the park, especially in production value. Jon Hamm, such a charismatic dude. Such a great show. I love it.
Yeah. His middle name's
I'm really excited for.
Did you know that?
Yeah. No, it is not.
It's John Cured Ham. Yeah.
John Cured Ham. Yeah. Sure. Alrighty. John Cured Ham. I'm gonna write that one down. So stupid, man. It's pretty darn dumb. All right.
Thank you. I appreciate it, dude. I
wrote it down. So okay. Well, the other two things I watched a little bit of Fallout season 2. I just watched the first or second episode up to. I watched 2. I watched both episodes. I didn't watch one or the other. I think I just got up to episode 2, and I like this show. I do like it. I still enjoy it. I'm going to get further into it and then talk about it eventually. But the show that I want to talk about right now, and I haven't gotten through that many episodes of this either, but I got through enough, like 3 or 4 episodes of it, that it's worth talking about, is Wonder Man. And I think Wonder Man is amazing. I think it's legitimately really, really great. And the fact that it's directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, who is directing Spider-Man Brand New Day and directed Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, there's an element of I'm way more excited for Spider-Man now. I'm way more excited. I'm actually, because Shang-Chi is not really, I can't really determine what Destin Daniel Cretton will do. I don't know what he will do, because Shang-Chi, as much as it's great, is kind of just the Marvel formula, but in a different way, in a really fun way. It's like Ant-Man, by what's his name, Scott Derrickson. So I'm like, okay, it's fine. Like, sorry, did I say Ant-Man? Sorry, I thought Doctor Strange and thought Ant-Man, because there's so many of these Marvel formula movies. But Peyton Reed's Ant-Man is the same way too. It's a good example too, because it's jazzed up in a different way. It's different, but you can see where the Marvel formula lives on within it. And that's the same with Shang-Chi. Wonder Man is legitimately different. It is the most different Marvel show that they have. There's like, powers are not really the focus. It's a love letter to Hollywood in a weird way, a love letter to making it in the business of actors trying to get jobs in a very, very, very competitive business where people don't pay attention to you necessarily. Way back when I was a child, I auditioned for many different roles from very different situations, commercials, and I was in modeling catalogs, etc., whatever. And it brought back memories of the callback process and all that. And that's in Toronto, not in Hollywood, where it really is competitive. And so I was watching this, I was like, this is spot on in a lot of ways from my perspective, but also Destin Daniel Cretton knows, and Andrew Guest, who's the writer of this, know this industry because they work in it legitimately, whereas I'm just a hack. So it's really cool to watch this, and the way it's acted and the way that they do this kind of inside baseball of that industry is amazing in a Marvel show. It's awesome. I love it. It reminds me of the studio in some way too, in that element. Except it's just kind of the flip side of, as opposed to the studio business is more focused on not the business aspect of Hollywood, but the kind of the little people, the actors who are really, they all go to Hollywood to try to make it, and they don't all make it. Largely, none of them do. If you look at a percentage, I'm sure. But Yahya Mateen II is great in it. Ben Kingsley, I still can't believe they got Ben Kingsley to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe in this capacity. I just think that his role as Trevor Slattery is like just hilarious and funny, and it hilarious and funny is the same thing. It's hilarious and really well thought out, and he's just, I don't know, his mannerisms are great. Like I've been just saying over the last couple of days, like, I've got an audition for Wonder Man. This is what he sounds like. He's just awesome. He's a really cool guy. He's great, and he's like 82, and he doesn't not look it. Ben Kingsley, he looks like he's like 65. I don't know. He's got a good skincare routine, I'm sure. But anyway, he's killing it. And it's barely a superhero show at all. And I've watched at least 3 episodes. I think I might be on episode 4. I've watched episode 4, but regardless of that, I'm really impressed, and it's a well-deserved 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. I recommend it heavily because this is the type of thing that I want to see Marvel do in terms of taking risks. Because they clearly gave Destin, Daniel Cretton, and Andrew Guest the leeway to make this type of show. The way it's shot as well is so artful and cinematic, and it's like they take risks that remind me of almost, not really, but like a Breaking Bad-esque, like taking risks with the way you're shooting your TV show. You see that more in film than you do in most TV shows, but I feel like they took risks that Running Man maybe didn't for Edgar Wright, you know? Mm-hmm. Like it's cool the way it's done, the way they do their title sequences. It's just, I don't know. I feel like there's just a lot of leeway and a lot of artistic license and creativity. And I'm really impressed. And I hope that this show somehow continues, or that people at least watch it so that Marvel can get like the right idea. I just want people to watch the things that are really good and not be like, it's like how Rise of Skywalker has like that crazy audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, and that just sends the wrong message because it's a piece of shit. And so I want Wonder Man to be regarded as great because it's voting with your wallet really that matters, and how much money it rakes in, how many people come to Disney Plus. I literally subscribed to Disney Plus and started watching it almost immediately. So I feel like I sent them a message like, I'm buying Disney Plus for this show, and it was definitely worth it. I recommend it a lot. This is maybe their best show. I don't know yet because again, I haven't gotten to the end of the 8 episodes, and I love Loki season 2 in particular.
You also haven't seen Ironheart, which
right,
by all
I don't
accounts
think
is pretty
that's
okay.
do it. Yeah. It's pretty okay, yeah. I'm okay with. I'm going to watch that one eventually, but I think that this one's super unique. It's crazy. Again, I'm so excited for Brand New Day now because I know what Destin Daniel Cretton can do. I knew what he could do with Shang-Chi, but there's too many chefs in the kitchen. I feel like this is so small scale, and so I imagine the budget's not huge on this too. It's almost strange that they waited because I guess they really wanted it to have a better pop. Yeah. They wanted to kind of pop in a zone where there weren't a lot of TV shows or movies being released at the time. But it's just strange because I think they held on to this project for like 2 years. I thought it was because it might not be that good. And I can get why it's not that good in terms of fans like who love the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They might not think it's like this poppy thing. It's not going for the spectacle at all so far. It's just going for telling a compelling emotional storyline. It's crazy. Yeah. It's so purely only on that I'm like, wow, they're really not worried about the action sequences. They don't care about any of that. They're just worried about telling a compelling story. It reminds me of like Beef in some ways, or like,
nice,
because that takes place, I think, around LA as well. Like, or it reminds me of The Studio actually in the way that it's shot. Those two shows kind of, it's a comedy largely as well. It's 30 minutes. I try to watch a comedy in a drama kind of simultaneously, and the drama I'm watching now, I guess, kind of also a comedy, but Fallout, and then I'm watching the Wonder Man. But anyway, yeah, it's great.
So I have a question. I'm curious because I really like Shang-Chi. I think what Shang-Chi does best is like the fight choreography. I think the fight choreography in Shang-Chi is like top tier in the MCU. It looks awesome. There's some wonderful action scenes. And the other thing that Shang-Chi I think does like incredibly well is there are these emotional beats, but it has such a compelling villain. So my question to you with Wonder Man is like, is there a villain? Is there action scenes and choreography? Because it sounds like this is a very different product than what Daniel Destin Cretton did with Shang-Chi. So like, if you're saying, because again, I like Shang-Chi, I'm going to assume I would like Wonder Man based on how you're explaining it. I'll probably watch it in March when I get Disney Plus for Secret Lives of Mormon Wives season 4. So like, yeah, I guess that's my question. Is there action scenes? Is there like a villain that we're, rooting against? Like, is it hitting those notes?
It's nothing like Shang-Chi at all.
Okay.
It's zero. It's like nothing like the Marvel Cinematic Formula. It is nothing like Marvel has ever done. I don't want to spoil anything because I've only watched 3 episodes. And so if I give you a definitive answer one way or another, I could kind of spoil what's there. But like, I feel like in some way, kind of a good show, like a really complex show, a very nuanced TV show, doesn't really have the idea of a villain theoretically. You know what I mean? Like, it's not really a superhero show. It's just not, that's not what it is. It's just telling a story within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like people, it's almost like a slice of life movie right now. It's slice of life situation. Villains and heroes is not really the focus. And I think when you're telling something more down to earth, it's like if you're watching Hamnet, you're not looking for the villain, you know? It's like the villain.
Touche.
That's kind of what it's like. It's like at a kind of an emotional story. Or the studio, there's villains, but they're not really. Everyone's just complicated people. Even Breaking Bad, they're all complicated individuals. It's not quite as good as Breaking Bad, mind you, in terms of comparing it to a TV series. But I just think like I'm really impressed because they take risks that I would not have thought they would even allow this because they've been having struggles but I feel like this is good because they don't spend as much money on this because it's just there's not the crazy CG so far. It's not this crazy spectacle. They don't have to worry about, it's just like they don't use even that many actors. But I just like the look into the industry, like how hard it is to make it in that industry and how, like, cause, I didn't really explain the storyline. I should have probably just done that to start with. But Simon Williams is basically he's not a working actor. He's getting the odd project, but he's never made it big, and he's trying to make it. And then he discovers from Ben Kingsley's character Trevor Slattery that there's this role for Wonder Man that he could audition for, and he basically jumps at it because he's really trying to get there. So he's a struggling actor who's trying to make it, and Trevor Slattery was literally a terrorist.
Well, he played a terrorist.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a distinction.
He acted as though he was a terrorist, and he played it. I mean,
if you're an accountant for a terrorist, aren't you the terrorist as well? I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
If you're a lawyer for a terrorist, at what level? Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't mean that you're not complacent.
Complicit.
Complicit. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. No, it's funny though. He's a funny character. It's interesting. Yeah. So the answer to your question is it's nothing like, I just want to say that because I don't want to spoil what's in it. Because there is some little bit of action and a little bit of villain-esque stuff, but there's nothing very opaque. Like it's subtle stuff. Like it's all mixed in. You're like not sure what you're going to get in the next episode. I'm not sure how it's going to end. I have no idea. It's kind of cool. That's a cool thing. I feel like if you're watching Shang-Chi, you're like, I think Shang-Chi's going to win and that he's going to maybe have the 10 rings. I think
he might,
he's going to maybe go on a journey and he's going to probably doubt himself. And then he's going to probably fight someone who's very similar to himself. And,
but to be fair, the ending of Shang-Chi does not go the way I expected it.
Yeah, sure.
With the big fight scene.
Yeah, sure. But it did end in it has lots of fight scenes. It's a Marvel movie.
Yeah, it is a Marvel movie.
This isn't like at all related to Shang-Chi. It's just Destin Daniel Cretton wanted to do something else. I don't think that's what's so funny is that's why Brand New Day is so interesting. Cause now I'm like, well, they're not going to just do the same thing. I wasn't really that excited for this next Spider-Man because I think John Watts is really great. Like, I think that trilogy is maybe the best trilogy in the MCU as a whole. Guardians of the Galaxy is awesome. So maybe not. Actually, maybe Guardians of the Galaxy, I'll give it to James Gunn and then I give it to John Watts. But the Spider-Man movies are very strong. All 3 of them are really, really great in the MCU. And so to lose John Watts to not doing Marvel anymore, not lose him because he should do something else if he wants to, and then kind of replace him with a different director. I was kind of like, I don't know how this is going to go. I have no idea because I've never seen anything else that Destin Cretton has really done, and nothing on this scale, like a blockbuster of a Spider-Man blockbuster. This is going to be way bigger than Shang-Chi at the box office. This is probably going to double or triple the amount that they made on Shang-Chi. So that's where I'm like, wow, this, you bring the art, and if the creativity, if Kevin Feige gives him the rope to just make whatever he wants, with obviously the larger team compared to Wonder Man. I keep trying to say Marvel Man, the bigger team that Wonder Man doesn't have in terms of the CG production, the set designers and the like hundreds of extras. It's just going to be a much bigger project overall.
Yeah.
So, and like big stars, the Tom Hollands and the Zendayas, and that whole universe. He's
John Berthal's.
He's tapped as a steward to something huge.
Yeah.
So
let me tell you something.
Yeah. What?
Let me tell you something.
What?
That's my John Bernthal impression.
Jon Bernthal's in it. Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry, you said Jon Bernthal. Yeah.
You know what I just thought of as well? That's two movies that Jon Bernthal and Spider-Man, Tom Holland are in together this summer because they're both in the Odyssey as well.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. It's cool.
You think they're friends?
Maybe they never see each other though. I don't know what
in the Odyssey.
Yeah. They'll certainly see each other in
Spider-Man.
Brand New Day.
You'd hope so, at least.
Yeah.
The entire movie is them. It's like a Scooby-Doo thing where it's like Tom Holland goes into like an area and then the Punisher walks out. It's like, where is he? And just keep on going into different rooms.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. Adrian.
I saw Simple Plan live actually at the Kitchener, the Oktoberfest, and they did the Scooby-Doo.
Jon Bernthal play live?
No, I saw Simple Plan play live.
Oh, Simple Plan.
And they played the Scooby-Doo theme song. Because they did the Scooby-Doo theme song, the What's New Scooby-Doo.
Oh. Did they?
Yeah. What's New Scooby-Doo coming up here? We're gonna solve that mystery. I'm gonna stop because I don't want us to get copyright struck because I nailed it.
Right.
But yeah.
Wow, okay. That's cool.
They played it live. And then people with Scooby-Doo outfits jumped out onto the stage and danced.
Wow, really?
That's not a joke. I'm being 100% serious.
In Kitchener.
In Kitchener. Yeah.
Wow, okay. That's cool, man. Big really Simple Plan fan here? Big Simple Plan
I loved Simple Plan when I was a kid. No, like not anymore, but I listened to Simple. That was I feel like Simple Plan was one of those like first bands that I really loved as a kid. Simple Plan, Good Charlotte, Linkin Park.
Sure.
You know, I still listen to Linkin Park though. Out of those bands,
cool.
Linkin Park, I still listen to. Rest in peace, Chester.
Yeah.
Doing a quick prayer for the guy.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Good. You have to describe it to the audience.
Yeah.
Because this is an audio form of me. An audio medium. Form. All right.
An audio medium. They see ghosts, but they can just hear them.
Are you trying to delay me from going on to the montage? I think you are. So now we're going to move on, Adrian.
I'm just trying to riff. I'm just trying to riff a bit
of our show.
I feel like we haven't riffed enough this episode.
I know you can't force it. You can't force it. That's all I'm saying.
We can force it if you play along. You know, we can force it if you play along. You know, we started this podcast on death.
This is the largest montage that we've done in like
ever
3 years. So I'm worried about it. I want to get through it. I want to be able to make it.
Get through it, man.
All right. Now on to the montage, a sequence of our show in which I briefly present at least 7 of the bi-week's smaller news stories as Adrian delivers a brisk verdict. Number 1. According to publication Deadline, the Jason Statham starring sequel, The Beekeeper 2, has been greenlit and scheduled for release on January 15th, 2027.
I'm trying to think of something about honey to riff about here, but I can't. So.
Okay. Number 2. Apple renewed their Harrison Ford starring comedy Shrinking for a 4th season prior to the recent premiere of season 3 on Apple TV.
I'm watching season 3. I don't remember I talked about it earlier.
You don't remember if you talked about it earlier, is what you just said. Yeah. Did you hit your head?
What I meant is like, I don't know if you remember that I talked about it earlier, but then I didn't say it all.
I know. I got it. Cool. I remember. Number 3, according to Deadline, one battle after another actor, Regina Hall has been cast opposite Marriage Story actor Adam Driver. Why did I say it like that? Adam Driver. In the hostage thriller TV series Rabbit, from Adolescence director Philip Berantini.
Oh, okay. I'm in this. I like Adolescence. I like Regina Hall. I like Adam Driver. I love rabbits as an animal. And there's 2 of them in this one, so.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Number 4, Watchmen showrunner Damon Lindelof is showrunning a limited series adaptation of author Adrian McKinney's kidnap thriller novel, The Chain, for HBO.
Oh, I'll watch anything Damon Lindelof does. So, although I didn't watch his Mrs. Davies show.
Yeah.
Did you watch that show?
Mrs. Davis?
Yeah. Did I say Davies?
Yeah.
I thought it was Mrs. Davies, but it must be Davis.
It's Davis.
Because you're usually right.
No, not always, but yeah, it is Davis. In this case, I'm right.
We're doing like a little bit of a switch. We're doing a little bit of a switch this week. I don't know words this week, and you're fixing all the words I'd be saying.
Well, yeah, it is what it is. But Mrs. Davis, I didn't watch it either because it's on Peacock, I believe, and that's kind of why I didn't.
It's on Crave here.
Oh, good. Oh, I should jump in then.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think it was initially when it aired.
That's a one and done, right?
I thought there was a second season. You look that up while I give you number 5, Adrian.
It's one and done. It was a one and done.
As reported by Entertainment Weekly, based on a true story, actor Chris Messina and Fight Club actor Helena Bonham Carter have both been cast in the upcoming France-bound season of creator Mike White's HBO vacation satire anthology series, The White Lotus.
Crazy. Awesome. I gotta watch seasons 2 and 3 of White Lotus.
Number 6. Sisu director Jalmari Helander is directing a Rambo reboot film starring Street Fighter actor Noah Centineo in the titular role. And the film has officially begun production as of last week.
Crazy. Okay, cool. I never was a Rambo guy. I never watched them.
Number 7. The Millennium movie has beaten expectations with an over $7 million box office opening day. This is a particularly solid debut for a documentary.
99% on Rotten Tomatoes audience score, so it must be good.
Yeah. What's the what's the actual tomato score? The critic score there, buddy.
Hey, that doesn't matter, okay? That doesn't matter. Just because it's 8% with 50 reviews, that doesn't matter.
Right.
Because
right. Indeed.
When people that go out pay their own money to watch this masterpiece, which is, it's crazy that so many of these people, they're loving this. It's woke, dude. It's a woke movie. Immigrant story coming in to the United States of America, ending up the first lady. That's powerful stuff. Good for Melania. Shout out, honestly. 99%?
Wow.
Good for her.
Great. All right. Number 8.
Also directed by Brett Ratner, dude.
Yeah.
The guy that has literally no controversy behind him.
No.
Fantastic dude, probably.
Yep. Number 8. Disney Parks executive Josh D'Amaro has been officially named as CEO Bob Iger's successor of the Walt Disney Company. D'Amaro will become Chief Executive Officer of Disney as of March 18th, 2026, while longtime content head Dana Walden has been named as President and Chief Creative Officer.
Okay.
No thoughts on that?
I don't know. I don't know Josh. I don't know Josh or Dana. I never met them. We'll see what they can do. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we will. Number 9. As reported by Deadline, Bumblebee actor Jorge Lendeborg Jr. has been cast as Danny Ramirez in the upcoming Season 3 of The Last of Us, while Veep actor Clea Duvall has been cast as a significant character from the religious Seraphite faction.
Okay, cool.
Number 10. The Ted Danson starring Netflix comedy series A Man on the Inside has been renewed for Season 3.
Awesome. I'm glad about this. I actually really like Season 2, much more than the first season, so curious where this will go.
Number 11. According to publication Deadline, Homeland actor Mandy Patinkin has been cast as the All-Father Odin, and Severance actor Olafur Dari Olafsson has been cast as his son Thor in creator Ronald D. Moore's upcoming God of War TV series adaptation. Additionally, actor Alistair Duncan will reprise his role as Mimir from the video games, while Seinfeld actor Danny Woodburn and the X-Files actor Jeff Golka are set to play dwarves Grok and Sindri.
Oh, I missed the last 3 castings there. That's awesome. I think this is actually really good casting. Mandy Patinkin kind of does look like Odin. Like, you know, I can see him as it. You know, just the facial hair. He just kind of looks like a guy that could be Odin.
Oh, okay. Like a guy who could be him. Yeah. Not like the guy who played, because Richard Schiff, he's literally motion captured in the game.
Yeah. but you know what I mean.
And there's also, we've seen Anthony Hopkins do Odin as well in Thor, the Thor movies.
Yeah.
But I can see it too. I don't know why. you make a point.
Yeah.
That I don't know why I see it though. Like, what is it about him that makes him Odin-like, I guess. But I love Mandy Patinkin. I think he's great.
Yeah. I haven't seen him in a crazy amount, but Criminal Minds.
He's amazing in Homeland.
Yeah. I watched the first 2 seasons of Homeland, I think, and then I watched some Criminal Minds.
Number 12, according to Deadline, Chernobyl and The Last of Us showrunner Craig Mazin is developing a Baldur's Gate 3 sequel TV series at HBO. The narrative of the series is meant to take place after the events of the ever-popular Dungeons & Dragons-based award-winning Baldur's Gate 3 video game.
This is interesting. I thought that you were going to actually make this a main story because I got a decent chunk to say about this, but
we can jump in after.
Yeah, we'll hop back to this. Yeah.
Number 13, Trap director M. Night Shyamalan's next film, Remain, is set for a February 5th, 2027 release date. The movie is inspired by the Nicholas Sparks novel of the same name and will star Nightcrawler actor Jake Gyllenhaal.
Cool. I like M. Night Shyamalan movies. They're not great, all of them, but some of them are good.
And that concludes the montage.
Nice. Wow. To hop back into Craig Mazin, developing a Baldur's Gate 3 show, like a sequel to Baldur's Gate 3 for HBO. I got quite a few thoughts. I think everything has the potential to be good. Everything. Like if there are good creators attached. And I think Craig Mazin, as much as I dislike a lot of season 2 of The Last of Us, I'd be silly to say that he's not, a prolific, showrunner. Again, Chernobyl by all accounts is fantastic. And I think the first season of The Last of Us is really, really great too. But the idea of creating a sequel TV series to a game that is so focused on choice and having countless permutations of how this story can unfold, going as far as pretty much every single main cast member in the game can die at any point or at multiple points in the story, or you can simply just skip recruiting them, is really weird, I think, because now you're making a canonical ending to this game, which again has countless choices. Even the first choice that when you start the game, your first choice is either creating a character or playing one of those characters. So even just that alone, I created a character. I created a character.
I don't know. I think that maybe hurt my experience with it, interestingly.
Creating a character?
Yeah. I thought about that recently. Because it's just like there's no... He doesn't say anything. Well, your character does, but it's the... Wait, is your character voice acted? No, I can't remember now.
No, they're not voice acted.
Right. That's the problem.
But it's written out what you say. So
it is,
it's not voice acted.
It doesn't work for me as much. Anyway.
So to at least give you a little bit of perspective, Simon, like when you play one of the main cast members, they don't voice every line of dialogue either. Like they still have their voice lines, but like when you are selecting, they don't say stuff.
Okay.
So
well, that's
I don't know if that would necessarily fit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay. I thought this was bizarre. And I read this, I was like, what are you talking about? And I read into it, and the sequel part is it doesn't matter. Well, yeah, no, it makes no sense. Why would it be a sequel? Like you should have done just Baldur's Gate 3 in a different, like the way you wanted to play it in a weird way, but then why would you even do that? It just doesn't make any sense. The thing you said though, that I don't necessarily don't mind, is that you're like, you can not see the characters on your journey. It's like, well, no, the assumption would be that they've seen all the characters. That's just like saying like, I played Final Fantasy 7 and I didn't, the original Final Fantasy 7 and I never found Yuffie. It's like, well, I think the assumption is that she's in the story because, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can kind of think that that's just me being lazy, but, I didn't see Yuffie for that reason. But as a result, though, that's fair. I just don't know. This is such an open-ended game. That's what I like about it the most. Of all the things that Baldur's Gate 3 is, in my opinion, it is best because of the open-ended aspects of the storyline and how you can shape it yourself as a player of the game. So even not even just forget about the canon aspect of it. Like, you're going to maybe just create a canon that then the sequel will be based on, which is kind of stupid on its own. What, like, just thinking about what, like, there's no point in doing this because the idea of the game is how interactive it is, because literally everything changes. The Last of Us is the opposite of that. The opposite. It's good because of the choices you make as a player in the gameplay aspects, but there's no story beat you can control at all in The Last of Us. Really nothing. Like, you don't control any of it. You could skip things, like you could not read a note on a desk, and then you're like, oh, I didn't get that part of the story. But that's just, you forgot to look at the desk. Like, that's not really, it existed, you just didn't pay attention to it. Whereas this is like, these things either happen or don't happen because you made a choice. Like, I don't understand why you would make this. I don't know, Craig. What are you doing, bro? I'm shocked that he wants to do this. It didn't make any sense. When I saw this, I was like, what? You sure?
I agree. I just feel like he's going to have a very hard time, like, impressing anyone. I think it's just like you're taking on like a losing battle, essentially. Like, people, I mean, people are incredibly vocal online, and there's even like the factor, which I don't think is necessarily important, but there's no one from Larian, the studio that created Baldur's Gate 3, that is attached to this project at all. So he's not working with the people that created these characters and everything like that. And again, they
are, because they're working with the people from Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah, fair enough, but not the studio that created it itself.
Baldur's Gate 3 specifically, which is based on, like, do a Baldur's Gate movie or TV show.
That's my point.
And then not make it Baldur's Gate 3. Like, why do you have to? You can even make characters that maybe bring characters from Baldur's Gate 3. That would be cool if you just made your own Baldur's Gate thing, but then brought in a character like the most popular character who won the award, the
Asterion guy.
Asterion dude. Yeah. Like, bring over Asterion as a character. Perfect. Just one character. That's it. And you don't acknowledge it because it's a different universe. So you're not pretending it's a sequel. It's fine at that point because all you do is you bring in popular characters and then you do them justice by giving that actual. Yeah.
Even that, I don't know. Even that, I don't necessarily agree with, because again, it's like you're doing this is like a universe, like you're setting it in Baldur's Gate, which is just Dungeons and Dragons. Like, there's so much that you can already pull from and do. Like, it's just, why make it a sequel and use those characters when, again, all those characters can die. I said it's not
a sequel. That was my argument. You just use a character. You could make it would be Baldur's Gate. It's just you have Asterion in it. It's a different universe. It's not related because they like the character. So you really want to bank on it? Bank on it. Sure. Pull over one character. I just don't know what the point of doing this at all is, because I've said this many times. Baldur's Gate 3 is the worst. It has on a creative perspective, it's rooted in something that's not original. It is not original. D&D is no D&D campaign can ever be original. It's not possible. It's so ingrained in it. Elves, dwarves, orcs, there's freaking mind flayers, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. It's boring. It's so boring to me. That's why I stopped playing Baldur's Gate 3. Because it just doesn't, you have to pull me in so hard in the beginning of that story. And that story to me didn't do that. And I get it. The choices further on, and they're very impactful, and things change based on what you decide. That's cool, but I just don't. What's the point of making this at all? It's pointless. This is so pointless to me, I couldn't even imagine, because the whole point of playing the game is the interactive medium of you make choices and it changes the course of history. This is the most boring base to start off of, in my opinion. It's like, what is the point? You're right. Like, they made a D&D movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't think you make Baldur's Gate at all. You just don't make it into a movie because it's not interesting. That's what I think. A TV show, sorry. It's on HBO.
Yeah.
HBO.
I don't know.
Look at the budget.
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with you on that personally. I think Baldur's Gate 3 is fantastic. I really enjoyed it. Like, it is unoriginal, but I think the writing is just, I mean, it's superb. Like,
but you can do that in any medium.
I know you can.
Yeah,
I know you can, but
the idea and the start, the inkling of the idea, the starting, the inception, the whole point of it is the very beginning. That's the part that's flawed. Do you think that's original? That's what you disagree with me on?
No. I literally said, like, it is unoriginal. I just think it's great still, just because it is unoriginal. What do you disagree with me
about in what I said?
Well, I'm just saying that just because it's unoriginal doesn't mean that you can't make it interesting. I think you can still make a really good show.
You can.
Yeah.
But
in this,
what's the point though?
I don't know. Like, maybe he has an idea. Again, like I think everything has the potential to be good. I'm not fully confident in it because again, like especially me, I'm not a huge Craig Mazin fan after Last of Us season 2.
The thing is, you can make anything interesting. It's like, you had the argument that Andor wasn't going to be good because it's the same idea. Like because it's a prequel to something.
Yeah, like I already know the end of this character
and whatever it may be, but you also know this character and you want them to move past this idea. It's like, but you can make everything interesting potentially. The issue is like, why would you start here when you made your own run in Baldur's Gate 3? You played the game yourself. And I guess you're going to make it that's the canon because you played it that way. You didn't include the people who made it.
The interesting thing is, like, I think when he was talking about this is that he like played this game for like thousands of hours or like over 1,000 hours. So he obviously played this game multiple times and probably played, a bunch of different permutations. So that is, again, it's like you yourself as the creator have seen all of the different outcomes and have I've seen how different each run can be. And now you're just choosing to make a sequel to something that is, again, just so vastly different every time, unless it isn't vastly different. I've only beaten this game once. Maybe the ending is always the same. And maybe, but like, again, I know for a fact that all those characters, which he said that there's going to be a lot of returning and new, like original characters in this series. It's like they can die, dude. They can die brutally and just at like a moment's notice. So again, I don't know. It is, I think it's a huge undertaking, and I'm not confident in it. I'm not like one of the guys online saying like, this is going to be terrible. This sucks. Like, fuck him.
Oh yeah. But we don't know.
I'm not fully confident in it. And again, it's a lot of that has to do with like my dislike of season 2 of The Last of Us in a lot of ways.
Oh, okay. I'm not confident because I think anyone can't do this justice for everyone. It's not possible. You can't, it's impossible. You played the game once, right? You finished it
for like 130 hours, 100 whatever hours.
You got to the end and you saw all the things like, wow, that was amazing. That was really impactful. It's like, but those characters are in your mind. So you're going to watch the show and you're like, wait, what? It doesn't even make sense as a sequel. Yeah. I'm like, so you're making a sequel. So who is it for? The people who haven't played the game? Like, well, then they don't know it's a sequel. They wouldn't understand the plot in the beginning. You're going to have to.
That's actually a really good point. That's actually a really good point you're making because that is actually a really, really good point that you're making there. Because who is this for? Because again, you're obviously making it for fans of the series or fans of the game because again, it's meant to be a sequel. But again, what you assume to be canon is likely not going to be canon for the vast majority of people that played this game. So who is it for? Yeah, it's confusing, man. I find this. I guess.
When you're making a video game adaptation, there's two types of video game adaptations that I think work really well as an inherent idea. I'm not saying this will be bad. I'm just saying you already have your work cut out for you right out of the gate. Mm-hmm. So that's the problem. Like, I think Baldur's Gate 3 Baldur's Gate sequels always work as a video game because you can always kind of riff on this idea, and people love the lore of D&D. So for me, I don't love the lore of D&D. I think that it's very derivative of Lord of the Rings, and for me, it's just automatically unoriginal. And even so, Baldur's Gate 3, Baldur's Gate 4, 5, 6, 7 is all derivative of D&D, which is like already derivative. So for me, that's where it's not interesting. I just don't understand what are you going to do in a show that would make it better than you're not going to do anything better. Anyway, the point is, what I was making is this. You have two types of shows that would work as an adaptation from a game. One, you have an open-ended type of plot in a video game or like an idea of a thing that you can then adapt and make it into something very complex in a storyline that's original because it maybe takes in place in a different setting or a different area. Great example of this, Fallout. That's awesome. Or the other option is you can follow the plot line and then kind of expand on it in various ways for a linear video game, not an open-ended game like Fallout, in a game like The Last of Us. So those two are arguably they're very close to the most successful video game adaptations that have ever existed. Sonic is another one, I think, because Sonic doesn't have enough story. So it's like Fallout. You just can take it and make it almost, the Sonic movies have more story than the games in some ways, that they're not that specific. The Last of Us is incredibly specific. So if you decide, well, I'm going to make The Last of Us, but I'm going to kind of do it differently. It's like, that doesn't really work because it's a very distinct narrative. You kind of have to follow it all the way through. And so I think the most successful video game adaptations that we've seen have done either of those things. They've either take the loose ideas of it and nailed the tone, the feeling of it, like the design language, like Fallout's perfect in that way, or they take a story that's very linear and they just adapt it in the best way possible, or they fail, which has happened many times in video game adaptation history. And this one is like an open-ended storyline that, like, what are you going to do with that? Like, how are you going to, like, if you look at The Witcher's not an adaptation of the video game. It's an adaptation of the, like, that's an open-ended story too, but you took an adaptation of the book. And I think there's also a lot of people who are upset about it because potentially they didn't play the game the way that the book is, but they also didn't follow the book perfectly either. So that show was kind of doomed based on the fact that they just didn't care about following the plot line of the book. Yeah. But anyway, those are the ones that I succeed. And if you try to do something in between that, you can succeed. Don't get me wrong. I think you can. I'm just trying to say that you really have your work cut out for you. You have to be very confident. Like, how cocky are you? Because season 2 is not perfect. It took things that The Last of Us Part 2, the video game, does, and it made them simplified and made them easier to maybe digest. But it also took some of the magic of the creativity of that narrative and kind of like put it to the wayside for a different kind of spin that didn't necessarily work for everyone. And it's like, that's a linear story. You're just following a blueprint. In this, you'd have no blueprint. It's like how you played the game and I don't know. That's just crazy.
It's interesting. Crazy. Like, because again, like the key thing is that you're making a sequel to like a beloved property. And then I think of something like Damon Lindelof. I mean, we brought it up earlier. He made the Watchmen TV series, which is a sequel to the Watchmen graphic novel. And I think that show's phenomenal. The difference is it's not open-ended. There's a set end and you're going off that point. So
great idea to do a sequel, by the way. Like, it's cool. And people still confuse that all the time. They don't understand that the HBO show is a sequel, actually. You ever find that? You talk to people about how good that show is, and they're like, well, I never read the graphic novel. Well, actually, that isn't actually the issue that would arise if we said it was a sequel. Yeah. But I feel like it also works on its own. You don't need to read the graphic novel too. But I think a lot of people that I've talked to have thought that it's just a direct adaptation of the graphic novel. Which is not, because it's a sequel of it. But anyway,
they should have called it Watchmen 2.
Yeah,
help people understand.
Yeah, that would have really helped.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay.
I guess we'll see.
I think we generally, honestly, agree on this. We just don't agree on the fact that I think Baldur's Gate 3 is, as a starting spot, I'd have to go back to it. I'm going to go back to it eventually. I feel like there's no way this game, which is beloved by everyone who ever I talked to, they just played it, is not great. There's the issue with the controls, but then there's the issue of I need to wrap my head around the unoriginality of the starting of it. Because the writing of the game is really the dialogue between the characters, and they're taking this party on this long journey. You grow accustomed to growing with these people, and you learn to love them as you kind of do this journey. It's just first 10 hours threw me off because of various gameplay quirks that just like made me really mad, as I've told you in person. That, like, for instance, everyone says, oh, you can do whatever you want, and you literally cannot do a stealth move because of either a bug or some other, like, I tried to do something stealthy and it didn't let me do it, even though it clearly said, it tells you succeeded. You roll dice in the game and it says you succeeded, and it succeed, and then fail. It's like, what? How did I fail? No one's explaining this to me. And the complexity of the way that the game is run, I think, is the problem. But I think, that was for my issue. But we disagree on how the game potentially runs. But I think we agree on that this is not going to work seamlessly at the very least. And if it does, Craig Mazin's the greatest creator. If Vince Gilligan was trying to do this, I'd be like, dude, I don't think you can do this. I don't care who it is. Damon Lindelof's trying to adapt this. I don't think Damon Lindelof would try to adapt this, because I think this is a foolhardy pursuit. A lot of stress. Errand. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck. Good luck to Craig. I wish him well.
Craig.
All right.
Classic Craig.
All right. Let's dive now, Adrian, into a trilogy of news, a component of our show where we discuss at least 3 film and oh my God, I'm flubbing my reading today. I'm just destroying this.
I don't know words today.
Where we discuss at least 3 film and TV industry news stories that have been somewhat zeitgeisty over the past 2 weeks. The first one being, there was basically this big interview between Deadline and chairman of HBO, Casey Bloys. I don't know if you saw this, but this is a kind of a really good stepping off point because we can kind of talk about everything that HBO's got cooking. Mm-hmm. Casey Bloys has said that the upcoming premiere season of the HBO TV series... Oh, I didn't write it down here, did I? I didn't write the actual TV series. I wrote this so badly. Has said that the upcoming premiere season of... Which HBO TV series? What did I not proofread this?
House of the Dragon. No.
I guess it must be that. It must be House of the Dragon
the
season 4.
Premiere season of the HBO TV series is targeting an early 2027 release date. House of the Dragon season 4 will be its final season. Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense.
I don't know why it says that.
I have no idea.
I'm not sure.
Oh, is this Lanterns? No, Lanterns is this year.
No, I know. I was definitely about House of the Dragon. Anyway, the next House of the Dragon season is season 3. Once that happens, then the final season is season 4. That's basically what he was saying.
And it's targeting an early 2027 release? So less than a year?
What the hell did I write? I don't understand how I wrote this. No idea.
It's okay, man.
No idea what that's supposed to be. I missed the actual name of the series. I don't know. House of the Dragon season 4 will be its final season for sure. Let's forget about the date. I'll look at that while we talk about it. And The Last of Us season 3 will be its last potentially, because he was saying when he was talking about Hacks season 5 and The Last of Us season 3, he said it certainly seems that way when he was asked whether those were going to be the last seasons of those respective shows. Yeah, that's what happened with those. So that's an interesting thing because they've got a lot to cover in one season of The Last of Us. So good luck to Craig Mazin again. Good luck, Craig. Good luck, Craig. Maybe that's the name of the episode. I don't know. I guess we'll see which one wins. Jon Hamm or Good Luck, Craig. I don't know. But yeah. I don't know. I'm going to look this up. But what do you think about this idea that House of the Dragon season 4 is the final season, first of all?
I think that was always the plan. I think they always talked about, 4 seasons, 10 episodes each season, and it was going to be okay. But the weird part is the season 2 is only 8 episodes. So people, I think, got a little worried right off the bat. I think that's fair. Again, I don't really know how this story ends. So if they have, a 4-season arc they want to cover, cool. I'm more than happy about that. I like House of the Dragon quite a bit. I think season 2 meanders a bit. It doesn't move the plot forward as much. And a lot of people talk about how like season 3, it's going to start off with a bang. And this is when shit gets really crazy. And so I'm quite excited for this. And again, if they want to end the series at season 4 and not kind of drag it out and they have nothing left to say, cool, man. End it at season 4. I'm more than okay with that. You touched on The Last of Us, season 3 would be the final season. 100%, man. You're right. They need to cover a lot in one season. I mean, we're technically not even at the halfway point in the game, like where this starts off. It's like just before the halfway point because there is like, like an ending to it, which I feel like you could arguably drag it out to like almost like a full season if you wanted to, or at least a few episodes. So I don't know. I find this a really weird choice, and it makes me a little bit more worried about season 3 because again, I love this part of the video. I mean, I love the entire video game, to be fair. But like this part of the video game is I think you need to spend more time with it because you got to make the audience like this character. And, if you're going to rush things a little bit more, I don't know, man. I'm not fully confident in this personally. Again, we've talked about my opinion of season 2 quite in quite a bit of detail. And I think season 2 is still a good season of television in a lot of ways. I just really, as a lover of Last of Us Part 2, the game, it didn't do it for me except for really, again, one episode, which I think was phenomenal. Yeah. So I'm very curious about how are you going to do that? How? Like, what are you doing, man? Like, what are you doing?
I don't know.
Good luck, Craig.
Good luck,
Good
Craig.
luck. Good luck, Craig.
Seriously. I don't know what's going on with this man, but yeah, we'll see what happens. It could be good. I don't know. Maybe that's not true. Maybe it will. It certainly seems that way. Maybe they were worried about the numbers for The Last of Us season 2 in terms of maybe it was a drop off
viewership
ratings. I don't know. The show I didn't write in here is Harry Potter, dude. It's 2027 for Harry Potter. I'm sorry.
That makes sense. Hey, it's okay.
Sorry about that. I don't know how I missed that. But anyway, so it's targeting that was the first part of that press release, I guess. It was a big deadline interview with Casey Bloys, and he mentioned many things, and one of them was the HBO Harry Potter TV series is targeting an early 2027 release date, which I'm shocked about, honestly. But I think if they're getting the ball rolling for 2027, every year after that, there'll have to be a season release. So I'm wondering if they're maybe filming a lot of it, like kind of back to back to back. Maybe they're doing because they need to get these episodes filmed like quickly. They cannot be doing the classic House of the Dragon gaps of 2-3 years per season. It can't be that way. It's not possible because these children are growing up. Not because I want more Harry Potter quickly. I just know that it will look dumb. This is running for 8 years. It's going to be 15 years, and these children are going to be 20, and we're not going to believe that they're children or teenagers leaving basically high school, because that's when Hogwarts, that's when Hogwarts 7th year is like you're 18 or something. You're done the 17th year of your life. But yeah. So yeah, should be interesting.
I hope this is good. I'm honestly pretty excited about this. I know a lot of people are talking shit. I'm honestly so curious. Again, Snape being a black guy, and then we're gonna see all these flashbacks with Harry's dad just bullying him and bad.
It won't it might not matter though, because who do they cast as Lupin? We talked about that, but we don't have the perspective, right? They could be also different races for those 3 guys. It's Lupin, Pettigrew, and I'm missing 4 guys. Sirius Black, Pettigrew, Lupin, and whatever John Potter. What's his first name? Charles
Potter. I don't know. I forgot his name.
His father's first name. But anyway, it may not matter because that's when you have a full cast of a mix of different races, it literally won't matter at all. You know what I mean? Yeah. I got that. I was thought about that. Car thoughts while I was driving to work the other day. I was like, wait, I don't know if it will really matter at all that Snape's getting bullied as a black man, because it's they're probably also going to be obviously Harry Potter's father's not going to be black, but
they'll mix it up. They'll cast maybe Sirius Black. I mean, they're cousins. I mean, I guess you could have a black cousin, depending on who they marry and the child and everything.
I'm excited, and I think it's going to be really cool. It's been a while since we got a Harry Potter film or TV show. I love that it's a TV show. I love it's a different medium, as opposed to just telling a movie again. That would have been a bad choice, I think, because those movies they stand up so well. I think you got to really expand on the universe and try to move, take what the books have in terms of the level of detail and try to translate that into a TV show. And so if you can make it a 10 episode series, I think it'll probably be 8, but you can try to do 10 episodes per season and really put the detail in there that the books have, I think you can really have a recipe for success. It would be also cool to kind of expand on things that J.K. Rowling didn't write about. She kind of hinted at, but then take those, kind of like The Last of Us. The Last of Us TV show, especially in season 1, they took that whole episode 3 of season 1 is just a complete expansion and change in some way from what it was it kind of hinted at in the game. So I think that would be really cool. We'll see what they do, but it's really going to be dependent on this. I feel like the first season will set the tone. It's crazy because imagine the writers did a bad job in the first season and they're kind of committed to this. They gave freaking John Lithgow has an 8-year contract. He's been contracted for 8 years. So they planned to make this, this was not planned to be a failure, obviously.
Yeah.
How could it be? But usually when you make any TV show, you're never promising that many seasons. This is a kind of an anomaly because you're kind of promising that you're going to make this show for more than $1 billion. You know, we're promising right away.
You got a 7-year commitment, essentially, for sure. 7 seasons, unless again it's bad and people don't watch it and they just end it at some point prior to actually.
That would be so shitty. How disappointing would that be? But it's
Yeah, that'd be very
HBO.
Yeah. But again,
I
at the
think
same
they'll-
time, man, like, I mean, like we were talking about, everything has the potential to be good. Everything has the potential to be bad. Like, maybe they just drop the ball and this show fucking sucks. You know, there's not a 0% chance that that's the case. I really hope that's not. Sure. But
I think there's more of a chance that the Baldur's Gate 3 show on HBO is going to be bad.
Yeah, 100%.
Much better chance.
Yeah.
Because people like the Harry Potter source material is beloved. So
yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. And then Hack season 5. Yeah, I think that's Again, considering where season 4 left off and everything, I feel like it should probably end with season 5.
Cool.
I think you could wrap it up. Honestly, I binge watched like the 4 seasons, and by the end, I was like, I'm kind of over this a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, give me one more good season. I'll watch it, and once it's done, it's done. Cool.
Yeah, and I can stop winning awards every year. God damn it.
Honestly. Yeah.
Shrinking. Give Shrinking some love, you know?
Give Shrinking some love. Give Shrinking some love. Give
what do you think?
Adults. Give adults some love. That show was awesome. I loved that show. That's a good comedy.
That one was middling reviewed, right? That was kind of...
It was like 70s.
Like a 70 or something?
Yeah.
Adults. Oh, just not showing up for some reason. It's just called Adults, right? Oh, I put an ad and it didn't actually type out the rest of Adults.
Adults FX.
Adults. Yeah, 74. Yeah, it's not that super beloved. But anyway, okay. Yeah. The other bit of news that we're going to talk about here, and this is an interesting one because it's not really news as much as it is speculation. There's rumors swirling about the potential for Avengers Secret Wars being split into 2 parts.
Mm-hmm.
3 industry tipsters kind of talked about this. John Rocca, Jeff Snyder, and Daniel Richtman. Separately, John Rocca and Jeff Snyder do a podcast together called the Hot Mic Podcast, and they talked about how some of their sources have been claiming that Marvel's considering this. They haven't decided. They're considering splitting up Avengers Secret Wars specifically into 2 movies. So it'd be Avengers Doomsday at the end of this year, and then Secret Wars would be split into 2 movies instead of being just in one. Daniel Richtman believes that this is possible, but again, it's going to depend on the Doomsday success. So if Avengers Doomsday doesn't do well at the end of this year, they're going to just make it one movie again. Because they're tentatively, I think they're doing tentative work. They're doing work on Avengers Secret Wars right now, but they're not 100% sure whether they're going to try to expand upon it and make it 2 movies or make it 1. So I don't know did you see this news? And
I did.
Yeah,
I did see this news, and I'm very what stuck out to me the most is that they're going to wait until they see Doomsday's success. And I don't know, maybe it's my misunderstanding of the movie industry and how things work, but isn't that kind of a little late to make that decision?
Yeah.
You know,
when's Secret Wars slated here? When is this supposed to come out?
A year later. It's December of 2027.
You know what it is, though? I think what they're doing is they're going to film a lot of the scenes now and then just expand upon it. Because they were always doing everything late. They didn't have a script, I think, when they started Doomsday.
Yeah, that's true.
They're crazy.
Which is amazing.
You know what I mean? This particular... in the industry in general, I feel like they don't do that. James Gunn doesn't like doing that. He likes having completely completed scripts, I think, before he starts doing any project. It's very important to him. But I feel like that's not necessarily the case in the MCU. They kind of they have everything close to the vest, and they're changing things as they go. So there's that. But I kind of like this because of the way the plot might go. So Doomsday, there's a rumor that the second film of this trilogy, I guess, of Avengers movies would be Battleworld. Mm-hmm. So it would be Avengers Doomsday, Avengers Battleworld, and Avengers Secret Wars. So the idea is Doomsday, they lose to Doctor Doom, I assume. And then Battleworld is they're in this weird multiverse kind of amalgamation situation where they're basically forced to fight each other, because I think that was a part of Secret Wars, wasn't it, where they the heroes and villains are forced to fight. They're all fighting each other on this weird Colosseum battle situation, like gladiators. And then Secret Wars, they're basically gonna win again. They're gonna kind of make their way out. It would be cool to see this, because the idea of Doomsday and then Secret Wars is kind of already been done in Infinity War and Endgame. They lose in Infinity War kind of thing, and then they come. The next movie is in Endgame. They're going to basically try to win, and so they've done it already. So it would be nice to kind of have it where they lose and then there's a middle part where they can kind of do some interesting things and then bring it all home in the last one. Kind of do a trilogy. I think it would be popular, but I think it only would be popular if it is reviewed well. To be honest, I think I do have this feeling like there's an appetite for MCU movies, but when people see how crazy it is, there's like a perfect storm. When they see how crazy it is, the reveals are amazing. The cutscenes, the action sequences, the set pieces are incredible, and then the story is really good, which appeals to critics. And you have that full perfect storm of like an 80 to 90% of Rotten Tomatoes, and then, and then you can kind of make another one, and you would make it popular at that point. That's when it would succeed. I think it's a foolhardy mission if they kind of just are going to cop out for Doomsday, because they're just not going to make it. I feel like they just wouldn't be able to sustain a third film. That's my thought. Anyway, I don't know if I came across. I feel like I lost my.
I think that makes sense. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of curious about this. I hope it turns out well. But I don't know. Do we need 3? I guess we could. I just find it. Yeah.
Don't do it if you don't need it. You got to do it because you have the extra ideas. Don't do it for the business decision. And if it is for the business decision, please don't do it, because felt like The Hobbit. The Hobbit should not have been split into 3. It was bad, in my opinion. It was very self-indulgent. I didn't like it at all. The Hobbit.
I never finished that. I watched the first 2 movies. I just never watched the last.
The third one, I didn't like. They just expanded upon the battle for like an hour and a half or something. It felt
big dragon.
Didn't feel good. The battle, no, not that. That was even fell to the wayside. It wasn't even that. Wasn't the important part. There's this big battle, like the Battle of 5 Armies in the book. So anyway.
Never read the book. I just know the second movie ended and he's like, "I'm a big dragon. I'm leaving." And I was like, "Oh, cool." And then I just never watched it. So,
gotcha. Anyway,
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I just find this odd. Again, I think it's just like if you're actually going to make the decision once Doomsday is released, and then based on that success, you have less than a year to cut together a whole movie, technically. And and then again, I know you kind of made the argument there, like maybe they're filming these scenes and then we'll be able to make the movie out of the scenes they filmed. But then it kind of goes the opposite direction of, well, maybe Doomsday is not as successful, so they're only going to do the next movie, like Secret Wars. And now you have like these extended scenes that you now have to chop up and remove a lot of context for. And I feel like this is kind of a recipe for disaster, personally.
I think if you strategize beforehand, you can film both movies sort of. You're really just filming what you want in the full ending. That you've already theoretically written the skeleton, the bones for Secret Wars, assuming it's one movie. You've built it completely. You film it completely. And then it's done. And then at the end, you're like when you decide, when you see Doomsday, then you bring people back for reshoots and you go hard on the last bit because you don't have the last movie. You don't have enough content for the last movie. But if you didn't know beforehand, like you're like Doomsday comes out and you're like, wow, this was really successful. Now we're going to make it into 2. Then I think you fail. But if you're deciding now at the beginning of this year, Doomsday is not coming out for another 9 months, like 11 months. So I think now is a good time to plan it, because you can then shoot a bunch of extra scenes now just to plan a little bit ahead. And then the really the main thing is the reshoots for the second movie afterwards, because then you'd be adding a lot of things to expand. But I think you have to really write 2 scripts and really understand where that is, like right now, to figure it out. I think you could do it realistically. But if you plan, again, if you get to Doomsday and you're like, oh, now we should do 2 movies, then you freaking failed. Like you have to basically be planning right now that you're doing 2 movies in some various specific strategic aspects, and then you can do it. That's my theory. I don't work in this industry. That's what I think, though, that you could succeed, especially because they seem to be everything they make is like building the plane while it's flying through the air for some reason. Like they don't seem to, you know what I mean? Like everything, they seem to be writing the scripts while they're making the movie for all of the MCU movies for some reason. It's a very strange thing that James Gunn was kind of calling out that he doesn't like, I think, but he was doing it like a subtle way. He's like, we're going to always have a script finished, is what he said, for the DC universe before we start. It's like, yeah, okay. Why are you saying that out loud? Isn't that how it works? It was my thought. I'm like, and then Kevin Feige was kind of saying on the flip side, like months later or months before, he was like, well, we kind of just like, what did he say? We plus it. Isn't that what he said? It's plussing. We write, we rewrite things. We get actors to write lines, and Robert Downey Jr. says a riff. We can just write a scene from that. And it's like what? I don't know. That's kind of insane, but it works, or it had worked in the past. It was very successful previously. Anyway, so yeah, I just thought I'd throw this news story in there because it's interesting speculation. But
guess we'll see.
Would you want that though? I think that's the question. Do you want?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. Like, I mean, sure. Like, I'm not against more Marvel content. I still like the MCU. I still watch all the movies. Like, I'm not against it. But again, if it's detrimental to the story, then no, I don't. Again, I won't know if I wanted it or not until it happens.
There you see it. Yeah, I want it if it's planned. I want it if you know what you're doing and you're not doing it for business and you're doing it for creative. That's full stop. If you take a swing and you think it's going to work, do it. But otherwise, no.
I just feel like based on this reasoning, it's for business. Like just based on the reasoning, if they're going to make the decision based on Doomsday's success, I feel like then they're not doing it for the creativity aspect. They're doing it because why make 2 billion when we can, or 2 billion when we can make 2 billion? Assuming this makes $2 billion.
So much speculation on speculation, so we could never know. But I disagree with you because my interpretation was they basically, the Russo brothers were like, and probably the writers were like, we can make this into 3 films and it would be epic. It would be so badass. It'd be like the Lord of the Rings and the Avengers universe, like the multiverse saga. We haven't really dove into the multiverse aspects of it like we could do in this film with the budgets we're able to get. Can we do 3 films, Kevin Feige? And Kevin Feige's like, I don't think the Disney executives are going to approve this, but this is a great idea. And then basically that takes that idea, and they have this idea that they're going to do it for the creative reasons. And then they have to take it up to Disney top brass, and top brass says, well, we won't approve it until Doomsday does well, because we couldn't approve another, there's going to be another $1 billion we're going to spend on this. This is absurd. Or not maybe $1 billion, but another 500 million overall. And so we're not going to approve it until Doomsday as well. Well, and then they're in a spot. They're like, okay, well, do we just decide not to do it at all? Or do we, that's my thought process is, I'm thinking from a positive, like glasses half full, Yeah. You're right though. You could be completely right. That's why I'm saying like, this is speculation on speculation. Like you're right. It could just be that. And that's kind of the cynic in me, I guess, thinks that you're right. Like you're probably, they're just doing this for business. But I think if you have creatives who really want to make something epic, what they do, because they've made something epic. It's the writers from, it's Stephen McFeely and the guys making Doomsday, the same writers from Infinity War and am I wrong about that?
I have no idea.
Or did they split up? It's Stephen McFeely. Oh, Stephen McFeely's on the writers thing, but it doesn't say the other dude, which is funny because it's the only other guy I don't remember. Oh, Michael Waldron. Oh, so it's like the Loki guy. So Loki, the Loki screenwriter is the other writer, and Stephen McFeely wrote Endgame and Infinity War. I think those guys care about their jobs. Like if you watch Loki season 2, you'll be like, okay, yeah, I can see it could be seen as it's in good hands because of that. But
yeah,
who knows though? Because again, I just put this in because it was fun. That's why I put this in here because this could definitely not happen. Okay, third one. Apple's 2026 Apple TV slate was announced. Apple has renewed the Jon Hamm starring Apple TV crime drama Your Friends and Neighbors for a 3rd season. I mentioned
John
that earlier.
Cured Hamm. Yeah.
John Cured Hamm. The season 2 of this show is coming out on April 3rd. So soon, which I was so happy about because I think the first season came out in April as well of last year.
Okay. That's pretty
cool. Ted Lasso season 4 is planned for a summer 2026 release date. On Apple TV, according to Apple. And then I've got a whole slew of other things written here because I've got the giant list of stuff. So Monarch Legacy of Monsters just showed a trailer. We can talk about that in a second. February 27th is release date for that. There's a show called Imperfect Woman starring Elizabeth Moss and Kerry Washington coming out March 18th. There's Outcome, a dark comedy. That's a film directed by Jonah Hill and starring, I don't know if you saw the screenshots for this or like the some of the press for it. It's Keanu Reeves starring in it. You saw this? Cool.
I did indeed, actually. Yeah.
There's a trailer for Margot's Got Money Problems.
That one seems cool. That's Elle Fanning
Yeah.
She's pregnant
April 15th.
and broke. This one seems kind of like I think it's based on a book. If
that's right.
I'm correct.
Yeah. There's Widow's Bay, comedy horror series starring Matthew Rhys and Stephen Root.
Interesting.
There's
Comedy and horror
pleasure
go so well together. Comedy and horror go so well together. Genuinely.
You're saying I can't see your face.
Yeah, like genuinely. Yeah. I think that's why like Scream is one of my favorite like horror franchises, because it's like it's just as funny as it is like
Yeah. There's Maximum Pleasure Guaranteed. It's a comedy thriller starring Tatiana Maslany and Jake Johnson. This one, I think I'm confusing for a different one, but I'm going to look this up in a second. I don't know if you saw this one.
I did see this one.
Oh, May 20th. Tell me what it is then, because I can't place it. I thought Jake Johnson's a tennis star. Isn't that the one? This is a different one.
No, it's like they're like divorced or whatever.
Oh,
yeah. I thought it was like about divorce.
Where Jake Johnson's what? I gotta look at this up after, because I thought there was one where he. Oh yeah, a divorced mom gets caught up in a perilous web of blackmail, murder, and youth soccer.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Cool. There's that one. And then we've got Lucky. I don't know if you saw this.
No.
Anya Taylor-Joy, Annette Bening, Timothy Olyphant. This one's actually not described here. But did you see this Anya Taylor-Joy?
Is there a trailer?
Series?
Because
this one I don't think had a trailer. There's just a bunch of screen grabs of the actual presser. Because this was basically Apple's press day. The studio didn't show up because of Catherine O'Hara. They were supposed to be there too. Lucky Anya Taylor-Joy. Let me pull that up real quick.
Yeah, I got it here. It's when a multi-million-dollar heist goes sideways, con artist Lucky is forced to go on the run. Pursued by both the FBI and a ruthless crime boss, Lucky must fight for her life and a way out.
Oh wow, yeah. There's a 50-second trailer here if you want to check her out.
Do you want to watch it right now?
Oh, this is the other one I was talking about. I'm so sorry. It's funny. I can hear it. Because you're watching on your phone.
Yeah.
There's also The Dink. This is what I was talking about. Sorry, I got the two confused between the thriller series and this. So between Maximum Pleasure Guaranteed and this, The Dink is a new sports comedy film starring Jake Johnson, Ben Stiller, Mary Steenburgen, and Ed Harris. This is a July 24th film on Apple TV. But this is I believe it's like a washed up tennis star played by Jake Johnson, and it's a comedy. Anyway,
cool.
So there's that, and then there's Mayday, an action comedy film with Ryan Reynolds, Kenneth Branagh, and Maria Bakalova. So there's that, and then there's Matchbox, another movie. Matchbox the movie. It's literally called that because I think it's a Hasbro property, right? Matchbox. An action-adventure comedy film starring John Cena, Jessica Biel, Sam Richardson, and Teyonah Parris. And lastly, Way of the Warrior, November 20th, a drama film starring Chris Pratt, Jude Hill, Linda Cardellini. Yeah. And Levi McConaughey? I feel like that's got to be Matthew's son or something. Right?
All right. I don't know.
That's a lot. That's a lot all at once. I'm not sure it was useful to actually announce all of it at the same time because I hadn't maybe I'm wrong, but I hadn't heard of these. Were they announced before? I don't know.
No, I don't think so. Maybe some of them were, but I don't know which ones would have been. But I remember this Way of the Warrior thing.
Yeah. Anything stand out to you? Anything you're interested in?
Monarch Legacy of Monsters, of course. Ted Lasso, season 4, of course. I'm very curious how season 4 is going to be. I'm quite excited. I think that Margot one. I'm
Me too.
intrigued
the Margot
about.
one, that trailer looks really cool. It
was a cool trailer. Well. Seems like a good vibe.
Great.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a big fan of Elle Fanning. I feel like she, kind of is having like this resurgence. Weirdly enough, like she was relatively prominent as a kid actor, and then now she's like kind of blowing up even more with not only Death Stranding, but Predator Badlands. I know she was in like a few like TV series on Amazon, which I never watched. They're like more period piece stuff, but yeah, I feel like she's rising. She's a rising star.
She's also in that Stellan Skarsgård movie that got nominated big time for Oscars this year. It's called, I'm trying to bring it up here quickly, Sentimental Value. So she's a big player in that too. Oh, and she was in a Complete Unknown. Completely forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
Last year with Timothy. Good old Timmy Chalamet.
You and him on a first name basis. That's awesome, dude.
Timothy Chalamet. So yeah. Anyway.
Modded Xbox controller 360 or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Modded controller 360, whatever his YouTube thing was from back in the day.
From my perspective on this list, it seems stacked. That's what I was kind of. That's what I came to as a conclusion. This list I gave you was all new stuff. Like, I forgot to mention this one, Cape Fear, a TV series adaptation of, I think, the film of the same name, starring Amy Adams, Patrick Wilson, Javier Bardem. Did you see this?
No.
Produced by Martin Scorsese.
Oh, okay.
Who directed the Robert De Niro movie. Yeah. So Cape Fear is another one. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, the things I saw the most for was definitely Monarch: Legacy of Monsters. Margot's Got Money Troubles and Cape Fear, I think, because it was the Outcome film, April 10th by Jonah Hill. Monarch: Legacy of Monsters. Did you watch the trailer?
I did.
Was that not a badass trailer?
That's a fantastic trailer, dude. That's a fantastic trailer. Yeah.
That, to me, when I saw that, I was like, this is so much better than the movies.
I know.
Much better. It's like Kong Skull Island. You know what I mean? Like the quality of Kong Skull Island, or even the first Godzilla movie, I feel like was pretty good. They kind of went downhill a little bit. They were like, they went to a different, like, campy, super camp. Like, I don't want to watch The Meg. Okay. I don't need Project Power Glove. I'm good.
Oh, dude. I do need Project Power Glove.
Even like this idea of having a father and son play each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? With Kurt Russell and Wyatt Russell. I just think it's just like they look very similar to each other. Like, I believe it that they're the same person in this. And I know and I watch them in different things. Obviously they can't be. It's impossible. It ain't CG.
I mean,
so like, it's really impressive. Like, it's really, maybe. I just think it's super impressive. I like also the amount of CG in this, the monsters are almost bigger than anything else they've ever done. I'm like, IE, can you afford this, Legendary and Apple? I don't know how you're doing this. What are you doing?
I guess it's too much money. And the CG looks phenomenal too. Maybe they're just picking the best parts in the trailer, but I'm like, I was watching, I'm like, damn, this looks so good. Like, just the freaking octopus looking tendrils going in, grabbing the ship and crushing it down. I was like, whoa. This looks good, dude. I was like, this looks really good. Yeah.
It seems like the biggest threat they've ever faced, though. And you got like Kong in it and Godzilla. I just don't understand. Like, this is exactly what I wanted in like a Godzilla X Kong, you know, like the crossover.
Yeah.
I feel like this is what I preferred, is that this, like, you're actually telling a story. Yeah. Instead of just doing this nonsense. Like, it's fun to have action and big monsters fight each other. That's cool. I like it.
Yeah.
It's good enough, but I personally always think plot is king inside that universe. That's why Kong Skull Island is awesome. It's fantastic.
It's arguably the best.
Like, I always think back on that Kong Skull Island thing where the freaking lizard guy like knocks the dude into the mountain.
Yeah.
It's so hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's freaking amazing. Yeah. And that cast is so stacked, and they all bring their A game. I think that's just a great movie. It's just well written. Anyway, so I'm excited for Monarch more than I thought I would ever be, because I liked the first season. But
I liked the first season a lot. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good and entertaining.
Yeah.
And again, like the different time periods and like how the mystery is unfolding throughout it and how it ties into the larger universe is just like, it's I think really well done. My only, I guess, gripe of the first season, not really a gripe, is like I didn't know exactly when it took place. like timeline wise, because they reference like the Godzilla 2017 movie, and then there's like I guess brief references to what occurred, but they don't really touch on it exactly. Like they don't touch on those other movies fully. And this one, the assumption is this is taking place after Project Power Glove movie. So yeah, I'm curious about this. I'm very curious about this. And I mean, I assume they're working on another Godzilla X Kong movie as well. So yeah, I'm curious.
It's so exhausting. I
like it, man.
So much money on it, and it just doesn't. To me, it's just not panning out. I don't think they're getting as much out of it as they are in the Monarch TV show.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but I'm excited about this. I'm very much looking forward to it.
What Monarch does well, and they could learn over on the movie side, is like it does this thing where the characters have emotions.
Yeah,
they have relationships and they have development. I don't know if they've ever heard of that over there, but
no.
The things that happen in those movies now, they're just the previous like iterations of the same characters kind of go out the window. They just like forget who they are, and then they kind of threw a lot of those characters out the window, and they just made new. Well,
that's the thing, right? It's like this franchise is like they're sequel movies, but it's not like, again, like a lot of the main cast doesn't stick around for these movies. Like they kind of did
though in the first few. They
Godzilla. No, like Godzilla to Kong Skull Island's a prequel, but then the sequel to then the Godzilla
King of the Monsters had a lot of the cast
from the first one.
Yeah, the main guy, and then the main guy,
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
What? No, the main guy's not Aaron Taylor Johnson.
It is in the 2017 Godzilla movie. Am I crazy?
Hold on.
Am I crazy?
King of the Monsters. The main people who actually matter.
Kyle Chandler and Vera Farmiga, Millie Bobby Brown.
Oh, Millie Bobby Brown's in. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Is that wasn't before
2014? Sorry, I said 2017. It's 2014.
Ken Watanabe. There you go.
Okay, yeah. I guess Sally Hawkins as well.
The entire universe.
Sally Hawkins is also in both movies, but I think that's it.
Yeah. But that's what you need, though. That's what you need. Yeah. You're building development. You're building characters that are gonna grow in a series. It's not about making the monkey grow. The monkey doesn't grow. He's friggin'
the monkey grows.
He literally grows. He literally grows. But I'm saying you don't want to talk about his character. It's not a real thing. No one cares.
Yeah. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Because Godzilla versus Kong, Millie Bobby Brown comes back for that. And that's when they introduce Brian Tyree Henry.
Right.
And Rebecca Hall's character.
True.
And then it's Godzilla X Kong. Millie Bobby Brown ain't in it anymore, but they bring back Rebecca Hall.
Oh, Rebecca Hall.
Yeah, Rebecca Hall comes back, and then Brian Tyree Henry shows up. And then we got Dan Stevens, who's just like, wow, I'm Dan Stevens. I'm crazy.
Yeah.
And
Project Power Glove.
Oh, my God.
Project Power Glove. Doing dentistry. I'm a dentist.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, that guy was crazy, man. What a great character. I love the camp.
Oh, my God.
I love the camp. It's not good.
You gotta put it in dosages that make sense.
I think it makes sense.
All right. Good for you.
I think it makes sense. I enjoy
Good for you. All right, that's it. Anything else about Apple? Apple TV's slate? Okay, cool.
No.
All right, then.
They're killing it, though. They're crushing the game.
Yeah, they are. Now into a segment of our show that I like to call A Look to the Future. A portion of our podcast where each of us present at least 3 of our picks for the TV series or movies that look most interesting to us that are releasing between the dates of February 11th and February 23rd, 2026.
Yes.
Adrian, as is customary, you go first.
I will go first, Simon. I will go first, and I'm going to talk about the hit movie that is coming out called Wuthering Heights with quotation marks before and after it, starring Margot Robbie, Jacob Elordi. I know nothing about this, tale. I don't really know it, but I do know that Emerald Fennell made Promising Young Woman, and I really like that movie. So,
yeah,
I'm intrigued. Will I watch this in theaters? I don't know for sure, but I might.
Yes.
I might.
And she also made that Barry Keoghan movie. What was that called again? That was great.
Jacob Elordi was also in that one. That was right. It's on Amazon. I forget.
I don't remember it. I watched it.
I don't know.
I liked it. It's good.
I didn't watch it. I gotta watch it. Yeah.
Barry Keoghan, I've typed in.
Yeah.
And I've received the answer Saltburn.
Saltburn, yes. Yes.
Good movie.
And anyways, this movie's coming out February 13th.
Indeed. All right. My pick is Goat, Adrian, an animated film where goats play basketball. Comes out February 13th.
That's cool.
Goat in capitals. GOAT.
Yeah. Is this DreamWorks or who is this? Is this Sony?
Oh. Good question.
Sony.
Goat. They have a good animation team, though. They have a pretty good track record
man.
Lately.
I mean, K-pop Demon Hunters, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, I was also just thinking about that movie.
Spider-Man.
What was that? Well, the Spider-Man
Mitchell's versus
the
Machine. Mitchell's versus the Machines. That's a great movie, too.
Yeah, it is. It is Sony Pictures, yeah. It's exciting.
Come on. But yeah.
They're doing good.
I don't really know much about basketball. Like, I'm not a sports guy, but hey, they're doing something.
Yeah, we're recording this on the day and time of the Super Bowl, basically, and the Olympics.
Yeah. Who do you got winning the Super Bowl, Simon? Seahawks or the Patriots? Huh?
I don't have anything. I don't have any skin in the game here. Do you put a bet forward somewhere? Or?
No, I'm not a gambler, man. I also don't watch football. All my coworkers talk about football, so like I can like kind of talk about football.
Oh, okay.
But I don't watch it, and nor do I know what's happening.
Okay.
Fully.
Cool.
But hey, man,
so
people like it.
Who do you think is winning then? This Super Bowl?
I think the Seahawks are kind of favored to win personally.
Okay. This is instantly dated, this conversation, because they would have already won or lost based on the fact that this launches on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tuesday
Yeah. I've heard some football talk, Some football talk.
Yeah.
But anyways, my next movie on my list, Simon, is actually coming out on February 20th. And this one I'm very excited about because it has two of my celebrity crushes. It's called How to Make a Killing, starring Glen Powell and Margaret Qualley, which is, again, this movie's made for me. It's pretty interesting. It's like Glen Powell, he has like a $28 billion inheritance. And like his dad is like supposed to give it to him. And then I think, when his dad dies, he has like, 7 additional like family members that are like, no, we're taking this money. You're not getting anything or whatever.
Yes.
So he's like, I'm going to kill my family to get this money.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Looks good.
My next pick also comes out on February 13th, as kind of referenced before, because obviously How to Make a Killing was February 20th. But February 13th, a movie called Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die comes out. The Gore Verbinski film with Sam Rockwell traveling through time to warn people of impending doom.
Yeah. This movie looks fun. I'm definitely intrigued about this.
It does look fun. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies coming out. And I do want to watch a lot of these movies.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah.
My next movie is also coming out on February 13th. And it is a movie called Cold Storage. This one looks really fun. It stars Joe Keery, Liam Neeson, and Georgina Campbell.
Yes.
And it's essentially like these two people, they're working at like a storage facility. And while they're working there, this like zombie outbreak occurs outside and they don't realize what's happening. And then they're kind of like, oh my God, we're just in this storage facility. Like, like what the fuck's going on out there? And Liam Neeson shows up. And it's supposed to be, at least in the trailers, it seems like a comedy, like a horror comedy. But I'm very intrigued about this. It looks quite great.
Yes.
Yeah.
It does look cool. My last pick here is The Sheep Detective.
Oh, is that
Sheep Detectives? Plural. February 20th, Hugh Jackman investigates. Actually, that doesn't happen. The sheeps that investigate because they're sheep detectives. Hugh Jackman's in it though.
But he's dead. He gets murdered. And he reads to his sheep. He reads murder mysteries to his sheep, and then they're like, "We got to solve the murder of our shepherd."
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
logical. That's how it would work. Sheep, very smart, notoriously smart animals.
They are. I didn't know that was coming out so soon. I don't know why I didn't have that on my list.
February 20th, if I didn't say the date. But yeah,
you did.
That's all I got here. Do you have anything else you want to call out? I didn't see any TV shows, but I feel like we keep missing TV shows. I don't know if you have anything that you...
I got nothing on the TV front. But there are a couple more movies coming out. These ones I'm not particularly excited for. I actually don't know too much about them. I've just seen like the trailers once. So there's the Mark Ruffalo, Chris Hemsworth, Halle Berry, like crime movie called Crime 101 coming out. That's February 13th.
Right. Yeah.
Barry Keoghan's also in that, since we were talking about him earlier. Yeah. And then there is Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. Which is like a comedy movie, and it's about these like two guys that go back in time to like, I don't know, like the 2010s at some point, or the early, the mid-aughts or whatever. And again, I don't know anything about this. I watched the trailer and I'm confused. Like it seems funny, it looks good, but I don't understand what the name is and like what that is. Like what is Nirvana the band, the show, the movie? Are these guys existing and creating content for something? I actually didn't look into this. Did you hear about this movie?
I didn't know. You just told me about it for the first time.
Okay. So Nirvana, the band, the show is a Canadian mockumentary sitcom television series. Which I've never even heard of. Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, this is an old movie, man. This is like, the show came out between 2007 to 2009. And it was just released online by these two guys. So I guess they're coming back.
Oh.
And making it. Wait, actually, no. But then it says that it premiered in 2017 and 2018 on Viceland.
Oh.
Anyways.
Okay.
Well, cool. That's it. So that's cool. All. But yeah, that may be 100% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. And it's 35 reviews.
Wow.
So
that's intense. That's good.
Especially for a comedy.
Well, comedies get reviewed well. They just don't get, well,
not always, dude. Step Brothers is like fucking 50 something. Right. That's arguably one of the greats.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Because there's an acquired taste aspect of it.
Yeah, I feel like comedies more than anything are very subjective.
They're reviewed well on TV shows more so.
Yeah. But the movie is rated 100%. With 35 reviews. Yeah. Okay, cool. We're on the same page.
Yeah, versus the other Nirvana, the show.
Yeah.
Right. That's very confusing marketing. Very confusing.
Nirvana, the band, the show. And this is Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie.
Right. Cool. Gotcha. So it would be Nirvana, the band, the show is the show, and then Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie is the movie.
Correct. Wow. Yeah.
Great marketing. Amazing. Hopefully it does well for them.
Hopefully.
100%.
Hopefully. But yeah, I still want to watch Send Help though, quite badly. And we also talked about Marty Supreme Fries, the movie.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry now. Thanks a lot.
What are you gonna eat for dinner?
I made a beef roast yesterday, so we're just gonna eat the leftovers for the beef roast.
Oh, you made a beef roast
for 2 days. Beef roast with some potatoes, some mashed
potatoes. How'd you do it? Walk me through it. What'd you cook
just
it to?
Roasted in a roasting pan. Seasoned it. Put it in
medium rare or?
In the oven. No, I failed. I accidentally. My oven's weird, so I didn't. It's way too done for what it should be. I was trying to go for medium, but I failed.
Oh,
so
it's like a well done.
Next time.
Hey man, it's okay.
Yeah, it's well done for sure. Yeah, because I thought I was roasting it at like 300 degrees, but it's somehow like in way less time than it should have been. It was done in like 45 minutes. And I was like, what? That's impossible. It was a 2.5 pound roast. It's like, what kind of oven is this? It's like the temperature is, the thermometer's broken in the oven. I don't know what's going on. I have to, next time we do it, I'm gonna take it out early and then test the temperature earlier.
You should get like those, like I have like a thermometer that you can I know. Have in your oven. That's useful whenever I do roasts. Again,
it's not the end of the world though.
Yeah,
I don't find it doesn't. Yeah, but yeah, it's a good idea.
No, I get that.
Those are expensive.
No, they're not too expensive. You can get them for probably like $40, 30, $40.
Yeah, my brother got one for when he was making. Had us over for Christmas, so he did that for Christmas. Yeah. He had it in the turkey because turkeys are trickier too because they take so long, and also that oven, where he's living is crazy. That one is insane. The turkey was done in like 2 hours.
That's crazy.
It's a turkey. Yeah. It's like what? Never even heard of that. It was from Frozen. It makes no sense.
Is he fucking blasting it? Like, what is he cooking at this turkey?
It's like, did it go into the alternate universe and like spend time there?
Makes no sense.
It was time dilation.
Yeah, something's amiss.
He was trying to tell me that was the time. I'm like, I don't believe you at all. And I feel like he understated the time because he put multiple timers on over time. So I'm not sure. Like he ended one timer, started another. I don't know.
I'm telling you right now, Simon. I'm telling you right now. There's no way that he cooked a turkey from Frozen in 2 hours, unless this turkey was a fucking chicken, okay? Unless it was a little baby chicken.
It was a big guy.
Yeah, then no. I'm telling you right now, Simon. Unless he's cooking it at like 550 degrees Fahrenheit, 600 degrees Fahrenheit.
It was very moist, dude. It was really good. It was one of the better turkeys.
Did he brine it?
Actually, he put like underneath the skin. He buttered
the butter. The butter.
Yeah, the butter method.
Yeah,
underneath the
I've
skin.
done that a few times. It's good. Turkey's tough, man.
It's really good.
Yeah. Turkey's tough. Like I like a good turkey, but within like the last few years, like my family, we don't really do a full roast turkey. For one, my sister's vegetarian.
Right.
My mom doesn't like turkey. Like she just doesn't like the flavor. So, and like, my wife, like she likes turkey enough, but like, it's really just me and my dad eating it. And then, if we were having like a big meal and like family friends are coming over, the turkey's an option. But there's always leftover turkey, and it's like I don't mind that because then you can you make like turkey sandwiches and everything. But like over the past like couple years, what we've done is like instead of just buying a turkey, we just buy like a bunch of turkey wings. It's dark meat. Oh. Everyone likes the turkey wings anyways. Yeah, if you're gonna eat it, and you just cook the turkey wings, and it's way easier. It's less maintenance. The oven's not fucking full of a turkey for 4 hours.
Yeah,
you just kind of bypass all of that.
They're not the best meat. It's efficiency, right? They're the biggest bird. It's easier to make them for a big meal like that with multiple people. So it's efficiency. Who likes turkey more than other? Is turkey anyone's favorite meat product? You know what I mean?
I don't know. Maybe you might have like some fucking weirdo.
Because people say, "Well, why do you do turkey?" It's like we do turkey because there's like a family of 10. That's why. It's efficiency. Yeah. So if you have a smaller gathering, then you don't have to worry about that as much. But if you have a big gathering, I mean, you can buy wings for like 12 people, but it's like, I don't know if that maybe as efficient as it could be,
Yeah. I mean,
you know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. It's all about efficiency. And it can be good if you do it well, but I don't think it can ever be good as like a duck. Ducks are so good.
Mm-hmm.
Or like a good,
even like a roast chicken, dude. Like,
yeah, exactly. Right. Because there's more fat. And there's just more overall per square inch, I guess.
I feel like to really have like a good turkey, you need a good gravy to go with it. And obviously you're going to use the drippings of the turkey and then make it, like a turkey gravy out of it.
My brother also killed it with that too. He did a really good gravy for this. Yeah, he did a good job overall. He did a good job. This was maybe his best year. He's done this for 3 years. He's gotten better each time. I feel like the turkey last year was good too, though. He killed it last year. It was just weird though, because we were looking at the thermometer and we're like, is this wrong? Mm-hmm. How can it be done? And we kept putting it back in other parts of the bird. We're like, no, let's put it somewhere else because we just don't trust it. We were there helping him do that part because he's like, no, it can't be done. I'm like, but it is done according to the thermometer, so we're gonna take it out. We're not gonna leave it more. And then we took it out at the right time because it was good. But anyway.
That's good.
Okay.
That's good.
I think that's it, my friend. Do you have anything else to say to the audience or myself before we wrap this fella up?
Nah. I'm good, man. This was nice. I enjoy hanging out with you and chatting. We should go watch some movies this week.
Same here. Indeed. What movie?
We should go watch some movies this week.
What's the priority?
Send help for me. I don't know if Marty Supreme Fries is still in the theaters. It is.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Is it?
It is.
In our theaters? Wow.
Yeah, in Cineplex Waterloo.
That's impressive. Good for them.
It's in for the rest of the week, so we could do that because I know you do want to watch that.
Yeah. I think it's. I'm
confident it's good. I'm confident it's good. Like I know I'm gonna like it, so I'm down to watch that. But I do really want to watch Send help.
Send help. Looks like a fun time.
It does look like a fun time.
We'll
actually, pardon me?
We'll see based on who might be coming to it. I feel like my wife would more likely want to see Send Help than Marty Supreme as an example.
Yeah.
So like if she wants to come to the movies, then maybe we do Send Help. But if she doesn't, then Marty Supreme. It's kind of my reasoning, my strategy.
I'm cool with that. Yeah. I also want to watch The Moment. I know my wife wants to watch that, so like I'll probably go watch that with her.
Oh, that one I don't care for. I don't mind seeing that, but it didn't get reviewed as well as I was hoping for it to be for me to go see it in theaters. So I'll probably pass on that one. That one you can ditch me for.
You know what?
Unless there's
I will.
Unless there's a good moment where we go. Like a specific moment.
Dude, you crazy cat. You crazy cat.
On that note, thank you for listening to episode 129 of Split Focus, a film and TV podcast. My name is Simon Eady, and it has been a pleasure to host you alongside my delightful co-host, Adrian Pinter. Please join us on February 24th for episode 130. Good evening to you, and good luck.
Take care, everybody.
Goodbye.